Hello everyone, welcome back finally to Die Party Gambit, a Star Wars Force and Destiny game. Last one was a Edge of the Empire game, but this one, oh no, this one's about Jedi. I've called upon the greatest minds of around the internet to come and pretend to be lightsaber people.
But they couldn't make it, so...
So now we have the ringers. No. Let's go around and introduce everyone who's playing, because as you notice, the crew, the cast of the show is also different from season one. That story, before we continue, that story in season one, that's pretty much going to stay where it is, because we're going to go jump back in time about, I want to say, a whole generation, like maybe 80 years. So, anyway, let's start off with Tessixka. I said your name wrong, but that doesn't matter because you're used to it by now. How you doing? Welcome back.
It's all good. I'm good. I'm a little bit of a disaster in the morning, so it's good that we switched to mornings. Mornings for me, nighttime for you. Just very confusing when you're like, so you're gonna be ready tomorrow night. I'm like, you mean... like right now. I
know. I really got to work on that shit, because like I'm just like, guys, tonight it's gonna be so good. Everyone's like, what the fuck? So I got really gonna
schedules, stop that, man. But yeah, no, I've been good. I've just been streaming, running. I'm addicted to Destiny again, which is great. I for anyone that doesn't know me, I stream every day, usually starting around 9-ish Eastern. So about 3 hours ago, I would have normally started my stream. And I stream a lot of Destiny, a lot of action adventure games, FPS games. I stream with a heart rate monitor, so you guys can see exactly how terrified or super hyped or excited I am, or very focused on not dying. Yeah. And I have cats and lizards. One of the lizards, he's right here. He's hanging out. One of the cats is also here, but if I bring her to show the camera, she might like decide to jump in this direction, and that's probably a bad plan because that's where the camera is. So anyway, I hope the rest of you guys are good.
Yeah. Speaking about dogs, you can hear mine in the background, but I don't know what he's barking at. Who knows? Dogs are dogs. So yeah, guys, the next person we need to introduce is familiar with the Die Party scene. I'm gonna go shut my dog up in a sec. Fuzzy, introduce yourself.
Hello, hi, I'm Fuzzy Freaks. I am fucking useless at introductions, but yeah, I'm Fuzzy. I do fuzzy things over on twitch.tv/Fuzzy Freaks. And yes, at the moment, I am mostly doing, Thief type things, because I've been replaying the Thief trilogy, because there is no fourth game, goddammit. And shut up, Peachy. Shut up. I can see you thinking it. Just just mute yourself again. Just mute. Hit the button.
I always think about it, Fuzzy. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, and yeah, I'm stuff gubbins high. Nice to be here. I'm kind of excited about this. Yes, even though I haven't done any homework because I suck.
That's okay. We'll run through everything. Character creation in this game.
We'll do it live. Good. It's fine.
You know that.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
So the only returning cast member from season 1, and the dog starts barking again the moment I sit down, is none other than Peachy Pixelate. Sir, welcome back.
Yo, what up? It's your boy, Peachy Pixelates. Yeah, more Star Wars. I mean, you keep roping me into these Star Wars games. I'm not really a fan of the franchise, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit overplayed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
let me just correct your Zoom window there real quick, so that people can understand how much you hate Star Wars. You know, like
a lot. I'm just not into it. You know.
Yeah. It makes complete sense.
Star Wars killed his father.
You know, like
Star Wars killed your father.
There's nothing. Peachy doesn't like Star Wars very much, not at all.
No, it's just not my thing, you know. But you know, I like a bit of roleplay, so I thought we'll give it a go. You know, we'll jump in and give it a go.
Star Wars, hates it.
I don't really know much about it.
Didn't even know what the Gathering was.
I didn't.
Oh, you don't?
Didn't. I thought it was a CCG.
Nice use of the Zoom there, Henley. I'm
Thank
impressed.
you. Yeah,
I have a big face.
A professional. That's how we roll. And the newest cast member for season 2 is none other than Kika, who is comes from the Whiskers and Whiskers stream that we have on Sundays. How you doing, Kika?
Hi, I'm pretty good, thanks.
Okay. I mean, what do you do on the internet?
Oh yeah, I make cosplay and I do some. Lately, I've actually been doing mostly just role playing, streaming, honestly,
Yeah.
over at twitch.tv/Kika. But at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be streaming working on my 2B cosplay. I'll be sewing cloth panels together and stuff. And yeah, I already have a Futaba cosplay done. It's pretty good. I have a long list of things to do for cosplay. I also sometimes stream old RPGs, and I try to voice act every single character in the game because I have 4 octaves of vocal range.
Nice.
That's pretty fucking cool.
And she's going to put
Thank
it to
you.
use today because we're going to do some shit. Speaking about the shit. So, guys,
Yes.
season 1.
Street urchin.
Season 1 of Die Party Gambit, our players were booping around the Outer Rim. Season 2, we're gonna be taking on the roles of Jedi, freshly minted Jedi, who, for the most part, are escaping Order 66. It's just come down. It's year 19 BB. Why? I believe is the year that takes place. Let me just double check that. You'd think I'd know this, but I don't. Where is it? Order 66. There we go. Yes, it is. It is. The year that the game will be taking place is 20 BBY. So just after the Order 66, and the idea is that they're going to be, hiding, escaping, trying not to incur the wrath of the Force and the Empire and all that sort of stuff. But before we get into that, we need to build these flotillas of lightsaber death. And we're going to run through the character creation process now. It's pretty simple, but a lot can go into it, especially considering that some of us might decide to be evil guys or good guys. Who knows? We can do all of this. Oh, so wait. So he's counting down and up? Okay, so it'd be 18 then. All right, cool. I don't know anything about Star Wars, so this is me doing my shit.
Me neither.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
She's just quietly freaking out.
so I gave you guys a bit of a task. I don't know if any of you guys completed it, but I want to get an idea of, like, in your mind, what sort of thematic Jedi you want to play. Like, do you have any, like, themes or ideas for a character that come into mind?
Yes, I 100% want to be consular.
You want to be a consular?
The true path of the Jedi is no violence.
Interesting. And what?
I would like to be a mad, crazy, fighty one.
All right, so like a
Because-
warrior or something like that?
That's a canonical.
Yeah, there's classes for that and all that sort of stuff, so we can definitely.
I know, yeah.
make
Hey,
that
I've played KOTOR and KOTOR 2. I know types of Jedi, kind of. Just can't remember the names.
If you played that, then you basically have the idea of what this stuff is, so don't worry about it too much. Tess, did you have an idea of what type of Jedi you would like to play?
I was gonna do some sort of combo, if it's possible, of a mystic and a sentinel, if that's.
Yeah, I mean, you'll
possibility.
have the experience points to buy 2 books at the start of the game, so it shouldn't be too hard to do. But you can always move into that later. Like, the rate that you'll get XP in this game is gonna help considerably at buying extra books and stuff like that. So, Kika,
Cool.
what about you? Did you have anything in mind that you wanted to do?
I wanted to be a sentinel.
Sentinel? Okay. Yeah, so we got a lot of Sentinels then. Cool. That's great. Perfect.
I can lean more towards the mystic side with a little sentinel bonus.
Cool.
All right. So, the first thing that we need to do when we set up this game is we need to know a little bit about the mortality of you guys, and basically what this is. If you remember back to season 1 of this show, we had people pick like origins, which was basically like, oh, like, how did you become a criminal and all that sort of stuff, or who do you owe money to, or why are you in debt, or who did you fuck and why do they hate you now, like that sort of stuff. This is the Jedi version of this. So basically what we're going to be doing, every single person here will be starting at level 50 for their morality, which is like, if you go under 30, I believe you fall to the dark side, and if you go over 70, you become a Jedi Paragon sort of thing, right? So so you're starting right in the center. Just imagine 50 is 0, but it's 50 because the scale goes from 1 to 100. The other thing that we're going to be doing right now is we're going to be picking the mortality. Now, does everyone here have the Jedi book open?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So if you could please go to page 50. So the way that we're going to... In the books, yes. So the way that we're going to be doing this is you will get to pick one of these, but then you have to roll for the other, if that makes any sense. So you can either pick your emotional weakness or you can pick your emotional strength. Now, the way that it will work in the actual game itself is at the beginning of the game, I'm going to be rolling a D100. And depending on the result of where you're sitting on the morality scale, you might get... It's a terrible name, but it's called... I might trigger your morality, essentially. I might trigger you, is basically what's going to happen here. And the way that it works is that depending on what happens during that particular episode, like, for example, if your emotional strength is enthusiasm, all right, but your emotional weakness is obsession, right? Like you're obsessed with something or someone or whatever, then if you fall whim to your obsessions, then you will get a humongous, like, dark side point influx, right? But if you engage with your enthusiasm for whatever that might be, the same will happen to the light side. And this idea is supposed to make it so that the big swinging moments in the movies when Luke finds out that his dad is Darth Vader and he has to make a choice. It's basically...
But that's not true. That's impossible. Exactly,
right? So that's exactly what this system does. And it might be a little confusing right now, but if you guys could go through... And the idea of your characters, whatever sticks out most to you, right? So, for example, if you feel like you're going to be like jealous of people who have more power than you, then that might be the emotional weakness that you might want to go with, or, for example, if you feel really arrogant in the fact that you are superior to everyone else with your fighting skills, for example, that might be one that you want to pick. But whatever you pick, we're going to be rolling on the opposite table for whatever you get. So there is going to be some element to randomization for you. So who would like to go first?
Yo.
All right, Peachy. Do you have something picked?
Yes.
What would
Compassion.
you like? Ooh, interesting. This character cares about the tribulations of others that others face. He wants to help those he comes across. His compassion may lead to self-sacrifice in order to aid those who need it. So if you trigger your morality and you're very compassionate during that stage, then you will get a massive light side point dump, which would help you get to where you need to go. So I'm just going to make a page here and keep notes for everyone. That way you can't make mistakes.
You want me to roll you a D100?
Yes, please. Go ahead and roll a D100.
Dun, dun.
41. Okay, so that is weakness. There is a fine line between showing mercy to one's foes and letting evil fester because one does not wish to engage with it. This character may let bad things happen simply because it's too hard to deal with them. That's an interesting flip side of that. Sorry, I made the wrong thing here. Hang on, I'm going to delete this. Delete this! Okay, Tess, do you have your character? Oh, wait, no, I have to give it to you real quickly. There you go. There you go. So everyone should have character sheets associated with them now. Okay, this will be morality. All right. So, let's see. PG has compassion / weakness. So what do you think your weakness is going to be? Mostly.
Maybe I'm just too compassionate.
Like maybe you're always willing to like spare your enemies.
Yeah, maybe.
Like you never go to the point of killing someone, even though it's better to kill them.
Is it worth killing one person to save 1,000? Compassion killed your.
So where would you? Yeah, where? So where would you fit on the one person on one side of the track and 5 people on the other? Choose which way the train goes. Style. Good question. Which way would that flip you?
Oh, if it was a straight up choice like that, then it would be the most. But
Okay. Well, let's say one of your crew members is on the other side as the single.
well, being compassionate, it would be the most. But maybe I can't. I
Well,
could.
this is the weakness, right?
Because everyone deserves a chance, right? Yeah, there's the weakness. I just let a teammate die, and now they've got to roll another character and will hate me forever.
Maybe. All right. Who wants to go next? All right, Kika. What do you got for us?
Can I start off with a weakness?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'd like to go for coldness.
Ooh, self-reliant can slip into isolation if one is not careful. A cold character does not just desire to rely. A character doesn't just desire to rely on himself, but has nothing but disinterest for anyone else. If they can't help themselves, why should he aid them? All right, so go ahead and roll a D100 for your other. 79, which is ambition. An ambitious character sets a lofty goal for himself and then strives to accomplish it. The harder the task, the more willing the character is to take it on, and the greater the triumph when he finally succeeds. All right, interesting. So what do you see your ambition being?
My ambition.
Like, do you see yourself being like becoming a Jedi Master, for example?
I'm not sure yet. Can I think on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Who's next? Fuzzy? All right. What would you like to pick?
All right. For my thingy, independence for my
Is that a weakness or an emotional
strength.
strength?
That's a strength. Yeah.
Okay, the character believes in relying on himself. He does not count... Wow, that's the same as coldness. That's weird.
Yeah.
He does not count on others to perform tasks for him. Instead, he ensures he can handle any situation he encounters. He refuses to be a burden on the others. Okay. So instead of you being like, distant and cold, you're just like, no, I can do it myself.
If
It's
you
fine.
want something done properly, do it yourself.
All right. So go ahead and roll a D100 here, Peachy.
All right.
Fuzzy.
1D100.
Yes.
Yep.
1D100.
Okay. what we got?
18. Ooh. Fear. The line between caution and fear is a thin one. Sometimes a character spends too much time concerned about the potential problems of a situation to act in a situation at all. Other times, his caution causes him to flee when danger presents itself, though bolder action might reap rewards. Okay, that's interesting. So, is there anything you outwardly fear right now?
Probably the Empire and Sith. It's just like
maybe you heard too many ghost stories from other Padawans or some shit about
well, because
Inquisitors and
we're
shit
on
like
the
that.
Lamb, right? So
Yeah.
so it feels
So it's only just happened, right? You've only just. We'll go into more detail there, but yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm afraid of nerfs.
All right. So
roughly nerf herders.
Tess, you're last. What's up? What do you picked?
I'm thinking curiosity and recklessness for my two.
All
I
right.
don't know if those go very well together, but
Which one? So we'll pick one and then we'll roll for the other. So which one would you prefer?
Recklessness.
Yeah. All right. Of course, a little thought can go a long way towards saving someone from a major mistake, which this character may find out of his sorrow on more than one occasion. Reckless behavior can leave him in a dangerous situations or at the mercy of more calculating individuals. So roll a 1D100. Let's see what the other one is.
I'm so sorry. I swear this is the last time I'm going to ask you this because I will write it down. But how do I do that again?
Just /R space 1D100.
1D100. Okay, I wrote it down.
Yeah.
I'm saving it. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
And then hit enter. 60. Interesting.
I don't know what that means.
Pride. Pride can be a powerful emotion and can push a character to impressive feats of personal accomplishment. He strives to be the best and to take pleasure in his skills. That's kind of interesting mixed with recklessness as well. So, all right, cool, fantastic. So we've got all that. The next step on our journey to creating amazing characters. All right, so everyone who has a character sheet, if you could please go into your sheet and set the morality at 50, please.
It's already set to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is already.
It starts at that at default.
Looks like it.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. All right, so everyone gets to pick one of the following things. So you can get an additional 10 experience points. You can get so experience will come after you've selected it. So maybe we should select a species first. We'll go with that because it'll make more sense after you've selected a species. So does anyone have their species already picked out?
In the book are the species.
They start at page 54, I believe.
Okay.
I've picked a Syrian or Syrian. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but
Syrian.
yeah, the ones with the big penis heads.
So you're a knob jockey. All right. All right. So Syrian. Okay. Okay. So it's to accommodate a binary brain structure, as well as a pair of hearts to improve blood circulation. Cerealians are generally regarded as somewhat less physically coordinated than humans. Interesting. Okay, so you know Basic and Syrian as a language. Okay, so Fuzzy, for your species attributes, open up your sheet and set the following and put them in. You get 2 brawn, 1 agility.
Right, hang on. Wait. I need to find out where the actual.
So yeah, go into
up the top. Okay.
yeah, up the top there. Yep. So it should be under. I think it's under. Yeah, it's under skills.
Oh, skills. Okay,
Yep.
I got it. So was it
2 brawn,
2 brawn?
1 agility,
Uh huh.
3 intellect,
Uh huh.
2 cunning, 2 willpower, and 2 presence.
Sweet.
So for everyone who's brand new to this game, which is most of the players in this game, basically this is your attribute points from like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that, right? So this is like your charisma, your strength, what have you. And what will happen is the more you add in your characteristics, they go from 1 to 6. The more you add into a characteristics, the more default die you get in the skills. So for example, if you have a high intellect, computers, medicine, mechanics, astrogation, basically all the skills that do with intellect, so like all the knowledge skills and stuff like that, they will start off with they'll start off with so many green die up into the length of your attribute score. And then when you add skills to it, what it will do is it'll take one of those green die, turn it into a gold die. So a green die is a D8, a yellow die is a D12, I want to say. I could be wrong there. And if you take a look at the actual Roll20 in the back there, it'll tell you what those dies actually have. So if you take a look at, for example, the yellow die, it's a D12. It has a symbol right at the end there, which kind of looks like a lightsaber in a circle. That is what is called a crit, or in this case, a triumph. So these symbols replace numbers, and we'll get more into it later, but the idea is that you want to be proficient. You want to have more yellow die than green die in order to be skillful, and it'll make more sense as we start playing. But for now, that's all you really need to know, that a better attribute score means a better character just globally, rather than being more skillful. So on top of this, you need to set your wound threshold, Fuzzy, which is above the characteristics there. set it to 10 plus your bronze skill, which in this case was 2.
Right. Plus my, so 12 in all, or?
Yep, 12. Yep.
Cool. Right.
Your strain threshold is 13 plus your willpower, which in this case would make it 15.
Cool.
And your starting experience points is 90.
What the hell is experience?
You just write it down somewhere for now.
Okay, 90. Okay.
Yep, 90. Your special abilities, you begin the game with 1 rank in vigilance.
Cool.
So if you go down to skills, find vigilance and just put a 1 in the box where it says 0.
Gotcha.
Yep. And as you might have seen your willpower, it would have been what, 2? So you would have had 2 green dots in there. And now you have a yellow dot and a green dot.
Sweet. Yep. Cool.
Yeah. All right. My dog's eating the wall for some reason. I'm not sure why. Okay.
Puppy.
Now, also, if you go down to scroll down even further to where it says knowledge skills.
Yep.
Do you see the checkbox that says career next to it?
Career.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
Just tick every one of those boxes for me.
Ooh.
So career skills mean that you can buy these skills cheaper. So normally to buy a skill, it's like level times 10. In your case, it'll be level times 5. So it'll be like basically half cost to buy any career skills.
I am a brainiac, apparently.
Yes, you are a brainiac. Who would like to go next for the species?
I'm going human.
You're going straight hickory smoked human.
Straight. Triple smoked human.
All right. So yours is your special abilities. Every single attribute is 2 across the board. You get. You start off with 12 wounds and 12 strain. You start off with 110 experience points. And you can start the game with 1 rank in 2 different non-career skills of their choice. So your career skills will come up in a second. So
Yeah, I'll pick them after.
Yep. Who wants to go next?
Or why not? I'm gonna go with the Zabrak.
Zabrak. Ooh. Interesting. I don't. Which ones are they? Oh, they're the spiky head dudes. Nice. Cool. All right. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So you get to know Zabrak and Basic as your languages.
Okay. So what exactly do I do with that? Like, where do I?
Just keep it in your mind, mostly.
Okay.
And like, it's never really going to come up because the way that it works, the way that language works in the Star Wars games is you just happen to know all the languages except for binary. Some people can talk to robots and some people can't talk to robots. That's pretty much how the world splits itself. Like, the universe
Some
is split
people
between
shout at robots, and sometimes the robots shout back.
Wait, since Fuzzy has a binary brain, can she speak to robots?
No, it's a skill that you need to get. So
Yeah, I just got 2 of them.
Can I speak to them in Russian, which I happen to know involves a hammer and lots of?
Yes, you can beat the shit out of robots. It's perfectly fine. So your attribute score, Tess, if you take a look at your character sheet, do you see where you put in brawn, agility, intellect, all that?
I do not.
Okay,
Maybe
scroll up.
because I'm blind.
Yep, scroll up to the very top, and you should see like a bunch of 1s and 0s, basically, in boxes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, I see. So under characteristics.
And the characteristic, yep. So put in the following. You got 2 brawn,
Okay.
2 agility,
Cool.
2 intellect,
Okay.
2 cunning,
Okay.
3 willpower,
Ooh.
and 1 presence. That means you're not especially attractive, but you know, it is what it is. So you might have noticed that all your little skills have leveled up. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
So what that will mean is they're basically what you're currently good at, you know. So so now if you'll get 100 XP starting off.
Okay.
And your current brawn rating is 12. So if you just look above your characteristics, you should see wounds and strain.
Mm-hmm.
In the threshold box, put 12 for brawn, 12 for wound, and
Okay.
and 13 for strain. Yep. So the way that it works in this game is you don't start with 12 and go down. You start at 0 and you count up. So if you ever go over 12, it basically means you go unconscious.
Okay.
So people with a higher wound threshold can take more pain, basically, is how that works out. And people with a higher strain threshold can, do more stuff before their brain gives out on them. So yeah, that's pretty much how that works. So you get your special ability is you get a free rank in survival. So if you scroll down to the skills and find survival, where it says a 0 next to it, just put a 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yay.
And you get to add an automatic advantage to all coercion checks that they make, because you're scary, basically. So I will add. I don't know how to add an extra. We just have to remember that somehow.
Did I get an extra coercion?
No, you don't get an extra rank in it. You basically just get an automatic advantage, which is kind of like a 0.5 of a success. So it'll make sense in a sec. All right, who wants to go? I guess Kika, you're the last one.
Yeah, I'm still torn between human and Twi'lek, though.
Yeah? Okay. Twi'leks are pretty cool. I played a Twi'lek in my game. And I like them a lot. Humans are also pretty good as well. Twi'leks, I think, get more starting experience points, I believe. Yeah, they get 100. They get more willpower. They have less brawn, but they have a higher presence. And what type of Jedi were you looking to be? Sentinel, like a sneaky one.
Yes.
Sneaky one. Okay, so you'll need cunning basically. So presence and cunning is good because you could just be like charming and cunning. That's sort of how it would work.
Okay. I think I will go with Twi'lek then.
All right, cool. So in your characteristics, you get 1 brawn, you get 2 agility, 2 intellect, 2 cunning, 2 willpower, and 3 presence. Your wound threshold is 11, and your strain threshold is 13.
Sweet.
You get to begin the game with either 1 rank in charm or deception, so you can pick which one. Deception's like lying, and charming is like seduction or being a friend to someone, or having mincing sweet words and that sort of stuff.
You probably will have to lie a lot, so I'm gonna go with deception.
Great. Okay, so whenever there's the other special ability is whenever there's a lot of heat, you get the ability to negate that basically for the most part
Because I'm a desert dweller.
That's right. Yep. All right.
It's almost like I read the PDF.
Holy shit. So the next thing that we need to do is you guys get to pick the following. Now you all have your experience points, right? So you get to pick one of the following things. You can either have 10 XP. Each of you will also note down that you guys have 500 credits. That's what you start with. You can have 10 XP, or you can have an additional 2,500 credits, or you can have 5 XP and 1,000 credits, which is like a mix of the two, or you can increase or decrease your starting morality by 21 points. Effectively making you either a light side paragon or a dark side Jedi.
I want 21 points.
Which way?
The good way.
The good way? You're going to go to the light side? Okay.
I am Space Paladin extraordinaire.
All right, so if you could please set your morality to 71.
Where is the morality?
It's on your character sheet on the main page, I believe. Under character info.
Character info. I don't see that. Game mechanics?
Yeah, it's under morality.
game.
All the way at the bottom.
Yep.
I see it.
So yeah, make sure you put in your emotional strengths and weaknesses in there as well.
Mine were pride and recklessness, correct?
Let's take a look. Yes, pride and recklessness. PG, yours was compassion and weakness.
Yeah, I got it written down.
Cool, cool. What did everyone else want to go with?
I'll take the 10 XP.
Yep, okay.
Same.
Cool. So you had a question, Tess?
So I'm sorry, what were the options with 21 extra morality points in either direction?
Yes,
does
so
that
you start at 50, which is in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
To become a light side paragon, aka a virtuous light side user, you need to pass 70, or to be, more inclined with the dark side, aka use the dark side to your benefit, you need to be under 30. So with this option, you can swing your morality either way before the game starts.
I think I'll go with 10 XP as well.
All right, cool. 10 XP is a really good choice. It's a good starting point for everyone.
I totally didn't choose human so I could get XP and the morality at all.
Oh my god, sneaky shit. All right.
Min-maxing mother. Anyway.
No, that's the game though, really. Okay, great.
Min-maxing killed
look.
your father.
I never skip the opportunity to give Peachy shit. You know this about me.
All right, so now we get to pick our character, career, and their specialization. So we have, I know for a fact that Kika, you wish to be a sentinel. Let's start with you then.
Yes.
So you can pick. So the sentinel is basically like a hackery sort of stealthy sort of Jedi. They're more inclined to use computers and abuse data sticks and sneak around the shadows. A good example of a sneaky one was, oh God, who's a good sneaky Jedi? There hasn't really been any in the movies, really, have there?
How about in the extended universe?
Well, I was looking for someone from the normal one that they could use, but maybe I guess the what's the kid's name from Rebels?
Oh,
Aaron or Ezra or something like that. Ezra. Yeah, he's a good example of a sentinel in my opinion. But yeah, so you get to pick two of the following. So before we start, mark all these down as career skills. So computers, deception, knowledge Caldwell's, perception, skullduggery, and stealth. All of those, the checkbox that says career, tick every single one of those for me, please.
Deception.
Computers, deception,
Computers.
knowledge, core worlds,
Knowledge. Core worlds.
perception,
Perception.
Yep, skullduggery and stealth.
Stealth.
All right, now pick two of those skills and put a free rank in them, in one of them. So two, you can only put a rank in two different skills. You can't put two in one. So
Okay. Probably deception and stealth.
okay, keep in mind that you can't go higher than 2 during character creation for any of your skills. So you should be at 2 now for deception, right?
Yes.
Cool. All right, so now you get to pick your specialization. So the sentinel gets to pick from artisan, which is like, repairing things basically, or building things. Shadow, which is, your skullduggery, stealth, streetwise sort of style, sleight of hand, that sort of stuff. And the last one is your lightsaber form called Shi'an Expert, which will allow you to change your lightsaber skill to... I think you just get yours... yes, you can make it cunning instead of brawn. So, to use a lightsaber in this game, it defaults to brawn, but you can change it with class skills. So, which one would you prefer? Keep in mind that you guys will have access to your lightsabers from the very beginning, so...
It's a tough choice.
Yeah. Why don't you think it over, and we'll move on to someone else. Peachy, you said you wanted to be a consular, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for the following skills, please mark them as careers. Cool, discipline, knowledge education, knowledge law, leadership, and negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now pick 2 of them to put 1 rank in each of them.
It says in 3 of these skills. Are we homebrewing?
I guess it's different for each class then. Let me just check the Sentinel. Okay, so yeah, Sentinel also gets 3. So pick another one of those skills, Kika. So yeah, I think it's the Mystic or something like that gets them.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, you're right. It's all of them. That's weird. Why did I think it was 3? Oh, that's super weird because like in the character creation overview it says pick 2 of each of them. I'll make a note of that. That's really strange.
I'm gonna gain a rank in leadership.
Yep.
Knowledge law.
Yep, that's like, Jedi teachings and shit. So.
And I think...
So discipline is super
I
important
think I'm
for
gonna
a Jedi.
go for discipline.
Yeah. Cool is used for gaining initiative at the start of a round, if you're prepared. Vigilance is the opposite of when you're unprepared. So, cool is basically
put it in discipline.
how you act under fire and that sort of stuff. Also, everyone should set their force ratings to 1 because you're picking Jedi classes. It's worth pointing out too. So your specializations: healer, makes sense. Nyman disciple, which is your lightsaber skill to change your lightsaber from brawn to willpower. And Sage, which is basically a force more sensitive tree.
I'm torn between Sage and Nyman Disciple.
So you do have a bunch of XP that you can spend on getting a second specialization, or in the case of Tess, getting a second career. So you can do that if you want.
I think I might just go Sage. We don't really have anyone like that.
Okay, cool. So keeping in mind that you won't be very good with a lightsaber.
Yes.
But it's just going to be it'll be the same experience, same use for you, regardless, because your willpower is the same as your brawn right now. So it doesn't really matter either way. Okay, so make sure you get 2 additional skills. Make these as career skills. Astrogation, charm, cool, and knowledge law. I think you already have that. Mm-hmm. And you get 2 additional levels to put into either one and 2 of those skills.
Am I allowed to? You can't go past level 2, can you?
Yeah. So if you went knowledge law again, that'd be maxed out at character creation.
How many do I get? 2.
You get 2 points. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put an extra one in leadership and knowledge law.
No, you just get additional career skills here, not the top ones. So you get astrogation, charm, cool, or knowledge law. You can put 2 points into.
Well, when you get a career skill, you put a point in it, do you?
So career skills you've already marked down. These are additional career skills that you can choose from. And you get 2 additional points to put into those.
All right, astrogation and charm then.
Astrogation and charm? Okay. So that would make your knowledge level 1. Because knowledge law is in both of them. So.
Yeah, my knowledge law is still 1 from the 3 that I put in previously.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I don't get any extra ranks though at this stage.
No, that's what those ranks are. So you get an extra rank in 4 of those skills. So, okay. Astrogation, charm, cool, and knowledge law. You can pick 2 of them to put an extra rank in.
Right. Okay. So I'll do one in law.
Yep. So that'll put it at 2. That means it's maxed out.
I think I'm going to put it in charm. Yeah.
Alrighty. Fantastic. So let's go with Fuzzy next, since Tess is going to be a little bit more difficult to do. So
I actually fancy being a mystic. I know I was talking about being a fighty character, but I'm looking at mystic and thinking, yeah.
Mystic is pretty fun.
Yeah.
So what did you see your character doing mostly?
Well, I was looking at Seer and thinking that looked interesting.
Seer. Okay. So
Sort of,
here's the
I
thing.
sense a disturbance in the force.
So here's the thing about fighty characters. Right. So
Well, I
there's
didn't
two things
wanna be
like.
as fighty.
Okay. So I'm just going to tell the entire group in case you want to know.
Okay.
So there's two things about Jedi lightsaber combat in this game that you need to know. The first is parry and reflect. Reflect are skills that you get. Those two are skills that you get from trees. Some trees only have parry. Some trees only have reflect. Some trees have both. Reflect is used to reflect light bolts being shot at you, which is incredibly important to not get hit by guns, which is, a staple in the universe of Jedi. And parry is for melee on melee action. Now, if you don't have any parry skills, you can't... So the way that combat works in this game is every turn that you guys will use in combat counts as 5 whole minutes. So if you do one lightsaber check against another dude and you lose, that's 5 minutes of you guys dueling with lightsabers before an outcome is resolved. If that makes any sense whatsoever. So what's going to happen is you might get 2 rolls as a lightsaber in the lightsaber combat, and you might lose or you might win within those 2 rolls, because it takes an extended amount of time in the fiction to actually do. So
there's an awful lot of the showy.
Yeah, so that's what it is. It's like that's what that roll represents. It represents how long your fight as a whole for 5 minutes. So roughly lightsaber fights, you'll get 3 turns out of it before a victor emerges. And the way that happens is by basically you spend strain in combat to do skills. Like, for example, parry in this game, which is what the Markeshi Duelist, which is the mystic lightsaber tree, the parry will... you suffer 3 strain, so it takes strain off your... you add 3 extra strain to your thing, and you can reduce the damage by 2. So if you get multiple instances of parry, there's like 5 in there, you can take off 25 points of damage for spending 3 strain. So essentially what that means is you're going to be really, really good at fighting other lightsabers, but there is literally no reflect in there. So if someone shoots you, you're going to be like fish out of water, basically. So if you choose to get into combat and do fighting things at any point in this game, you're going to need a mixture of reflect and parry, depending on the situation you get into, or else you're going to get fucked, basically. Yeah. So keep that in mind. So if you ever want to do a fighty character, you're going to need a mix of both, which is why the warrior has, I believe, reflect and parry in their abilities. So let me just check that. Parry. Parry. I guess not. Yeah, so they just have parry, but I think the Guardian actually has both. Let me check that.
Somebody's got both.
I know one of them has both. Parry, reflect. Yep. Parry and reflect. Yes, he has both. Yeah, actually, he has a lot of reflect. That's kind of crazy. So the same thing works for when you get shot at, right? You can suffer 3 strain with reflect to reduce the damage by 2 times the amount of times you've bought that skill, etc., right? So, with that in mind, you still want to go Mystic?
Yeah.
All right. So, Tess, you wanted to go Mystic Guardian, right? You wanted to have a bit of both?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Well, no, what was it that you wanted? I've forgotten. Sorry.
Well, So I wanted to do Mystic, but I wasn't really sure what direction to go after that beyond that.
Okay.
So I'm sort of still kind of taking it all in.
I'm going Mystic Massive Goddamn Hippie.
Interesting.
Wait, Mystic what?
Mystic hippie. It's not.
Oh.
It's seer. Or wait, sage or seer?
Seer.
Seer. Yeah, the Mystic Seer is super good. Tess, there's one thing I want to point out to you that no one's really overlooked. The Seeker is my favorite Jedi class out of all of them, because unlike the Jedi class, they still get a lightsaber tree. I'm sorry for the dog barking, by the way. Ronan, come on, you silly butt. The Seeker gets the ability to use agility for their lightsaber, which also means agility is also the skill you use to shoot guns. And they actually have an ability in the Seeker tree that lets you use your force powers to make you like a fucking amazing shooter. So you could like use a pistol and you can use the force to guide your bolt after you shoot it to hit someone in the critical hits. Like you can fucking decimate people with guns. Like that's what the Seeker does. And also they're the only class I believe to get the saber throw, which means that you can throw your lightsaber as a ranged weapon.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's by far my favorite thing. And the other thing is too, the Seeker is really, really good at finding people and hunting them and tracking them and that sort of stuff. So
I read somewhere in here that Seekers also get piloting abilities.
I think they do too. Let me check. They get Pathfinder abilities, which is like outdoorsman. Also, the Seeker gets the ability to, basically mind bond with an animal. So you could like ride around on a big sarlacc or something like that.
Come to me, jungle friends.
Okay, so
How
You
can
can
you
ride
ride?
a Sarlacc, they're immobile. I mean, you can ride a Sarlacc.
can I take one with me
Yes, you
wherever
can.
I go?
Yes, you can.
How-
Absolutely.
Okay.
How does one ride on a sarlacc?
What's
Yeah, right. You just be sat there going.
Well, I mean, it'd be
I can
cool.
hear the screams
You
of
could
the
have a
down down
convers.
there, that's really cool.
You could have a conversation with it. So.
Well, I suppose you could, like, you could probably ride on one of its fucking shitty CGI tentacles. Giggity.
Woo! Yeah. All right. So, Fuzzy, you want to go Mystic? So let's do you first. So let's start off with your career skills. So you get Charm. These are the ones you have to tick box with career. Okay. So.
Okay, right. Hang on. Right, that's in skills, yeah.
Yeah, in skills.
Okay, cool. Right.
Charm,
Okay.
Coercion.
Right. Hang on. Let me find charm first.
It should be
Okay,
alphabetical.
charm,
Yeah.
yeah, coercion. Yeah.
Knowledge, law, which I believe you have all the knowledges, so we don't need to worry about that.
Yep.
Perception and vigilance.
Perception, wonk, and vigilance. Sweet. Okay.
All right.
I will
Now
see.
you get to pick 3 of them and put an extra rank in them. So you have charm, coercion, knowledge, law, knowledge outer rim, perception, and vigilance. They're the ones you can pick from.
I'll probably choose perception and vigilance actually.
And you get an extra one, so 3. 3.
3. Okay. Perception, vigilance, and hang on. Right, let me just do the thing. Right. So an extra rank. How do I do the? Oh, just stick a 1 in it already. Is it?
Yep.
Okay. So vigilance, perception, and perception gone. Right.
Charm or coercion or knowledge, law, or knowledge outer rim.
Probably knowledge law. I'm gonna be a wise ass.
Good fucking effort. All right. So you wanted to be seer, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So mark these down as career skills: discipline, knowledge, law, survival, and vigilance.
Discipline, knowledge, law.
Which you already
Which
have.
you already have. And what was the last one? Sorry.
Survival and vigilance.
Survival and vigilance, which I already have as well, so that's fine.
Now pick 2 of those and give an extra rank into. I would highly recommend discipline because every single force ability you're ever going to use is going to use discipline. So
And I could put 2 in that, right?
No, only one.
1. Okay, cool. Right, got it. Yep.
And you can pick survival or vigilance or knowledge law as your final skill.
Survival, vigilance, or knowledge law.
You can go up to 2, but you can't you can't go any higher. So you picked vigilance before, right? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So you can make
yeah,
that rank.
I've already got 2 in vigilance.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. Because it was a thing as well for my species, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
So I've got 2 vigilance. So what could I pick again? Sorry.
Knowledge, law, or survival.
Knowledge, law, or survival. I'll take knowledge.
Make that a 2. All right.
Right, hang on, where are we? Law. Yep. Okay, that puts me up to 2 in that as well. Sweet.
All right. And last but not least, so mark down that you're a mystic seer, and all you guys make sure you mark down what books you've gotten. So you also said something about flying. Tess, you wanted to do some flying.
Well, just some of these skill trees that I'm looking at look like they allow me to do that, but
the warrior has an ability for flying. He has
I'm looking at all of the seekers. There's 3 different seekers, which is why I'm a little confused. There's the Ataru Striker.
you get to pick one of these. So
right. So which one would you recommend?
Okay, so let's start off from the top, right? So mark these down as career skills. So make sure the way that you do that is by clicking the little box next to the skill.
Okay.
These will be half costs. These are skills that are easier for you to purchase in the future than other skills. So knowledge, xenology, which is like knowledge of aliens and stuff like that.
Where is that?
That's under. It's the careers. The knowledge skills are separated from the other ones. So.
Got it. Okay.
You get piloting planetary, piloting space.
Cool.
Ranged heavy, which is in the combat skills. So that's like rifles and stuff like that. Survival and vigilance.
Fabulous.
Nice. Now pick 3 of those skills and put an extra rank in them. So if you wanted to do piloting planetary is like cars and stuff like that, and piloting space is like spaceships and stuff.
Well, where are we more likely to spend more time?
Well, here's the thing: you won't be starting with a spaceship right now, but there's a good chance that you might get into car races or car chases or something like that.
Okay, so
pod
I guess
racing?
I'll do
Maybe it's up to you though.
planetary.
Planetary drive. Okay, cool. That's good. Xenology might be useful for you, depending if you want to get pets.
I definitely want to get pets.
Okay.
That's great.
And so vigilance is used for combating fear checks as well. So, if you want to stare down a big monster, for example, it might be useful.
Okay, sure.
Survival is also, you've also got a rank in survival, so having another rank in survival will make it 2, which would be max you out in that. And ranged heavy is like rifles and stuff. So think of it like this: you guys are running away and pretending not to be Jedi, right? So having other combat options to pretend to not be a Jedi might be an option for you as well. So.
Well, okay. So what exactly does survival do?
Survival is like tracking, finding water and desert planets, things like that, really. So basically just anything that relates to camping or living on the land or doing things that isn't related to cities is a survival check. So it's a very wide skill. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with ranged heavy, I think.
All right, that's a good choice. So the three careers, specializations that you get to pick is R2 Striker, which is your Jedi skill, your saber skill, right? This is all about using your saber. Hunter, which is all about tracking, and this is also the skill that you will need to be really good with guns. Like down the bottom there, you have a skill called Intuitive Shot, which is when making a ranged heavy or ranged light combat check, you add your force die to the check, and you may spend the results to give you a success or an advantage on your attack, which is super powerful. It basically means you're automatically going to succeed every single time that you shoot someone, which is fucking insane. Like that's why it's at the very bottom of the tree, but it's because it's very, very powerful. That's the type of shit where you can be like, okay, I'm going to make a sniper shot from like a kilometer away with this blaster rifle and hit it like dead on in the eyes because you use the force to do it. And the last one is Pathfinder. Pathfinder is the one where you'll get animal empathy and animal bonding. So the bonding is really cool because you can command it with a mental command and then take over that animal and, you know, sort of use it for stealthing or getting into things. The other thing you can do is if you get like a really tanky animal, you can, when you take a hit, you can transfer the health that you take to the animal instead of you taking the hit. So
I have to choose one of these, either get a pet or shoot really well, basically.
Shoot really well, get a pet, or use a lightsaber. They're the options that you have.
Well, I'm going to be able to use a lightsaber regardless.
Yes. So right now it'll use your brawn and you won't have any skills. So effective use of lightsabers basically means that you'll use skills like reflect or dodge or, you know, parrying, or I think your ability, you get the saber throw in that tree as well. So you can throw your lightsaber as a ranged attack. So.
And I can't combine them?
You can. You can buy all three later on very easily. In fact, with your XP, you can buy 2 starting careers. So yeah, it's up to you whether you want to do that.
So then I'll start with Pathfinder and Hunter, I think, because we're trying not to use our lightsabers.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
So you have, how much XP do you have? What was your total that you started?
10.
No, you have.
Well,
you have some from your character as well, your species.
Oh. How do I find that out?
You went with Twi'lek, did you? No, who did you go with?
No.
You went Sarian.
Zabrak.
No.
Yeah, Zabrak.
Zabrak, right. So Zabrak, you get 100. So you have 110 XP to spend.
Okay.
So in order for you to buy a book, let's take a look here. D&D, Gambit. Reference sheet. Okay. All right. I love this reference sheet. It makes my life so much easier. Because like it basically pulls in all the stuff from every single book and makes it easy for me to find. So let's see. Buying, spending XP. Where's that? I know there's a table already somewhere. Okay. So buying a career specialization. It's 10 times new total number of specialization XP. So it's going to cost you 20 experience points to buy a second book, which means that you'll get more career skills. Like you get more checks in the boxes, but you won't get any more additional skills. So it's a very powerful ability to get a second book at the start. And anyone in this group can get that as well. So if you wanted to, say, get a lightsaber tree and an additional tree from your career, you can do that. The other thing that you can do is you can buy a second specialization. So you can be a Mystic Guardian, for example, if you wanted to do that. And buying a second specialization means you get a free book from the Guardian as well. But it's going to cost you a lot more experience points. So
yeah, I mean, especially since we're trying to hide the fact that we're Jedi, I think I'd like to go down the Hunter and Pathfinder route.
Yep,
because
that's
I definitely
pretty
want a
safe,
pet.
yeah. The other thing that's worth pointing out too, in character creation, there's only 2 times in this game that you can upgrade your character abilities, right? The basic score, you know, the characteristics. So if you say wanted to increase your willpower from 3 to 4, right? In order to do that, you would need to either get to the bottom of a tree, like spend all the experience points to get to the bottom of a career tree, or during character creation, spend some of that XP you get to buy extra levels of characteristics. Doing so will make you stronger. Like, I would highly recommend that you guys spend experience points in getting characteristics. Otherwise, you're gonna have to get to the bottom of a tree. Ask Peachy, like, in your experience, what would you have preferred to spend more points at character creation?
I kind of liked the way I spent my points, but
Yeah.
I think I did spend a point. I got one extra. Was it brawn or something?
Yeah, you might have got agility actually because you were a shooter guy. So
That was it.
yeah.
So
So
everything is based off that.
yeah. So for example, buying an extra point in intelligence gives you like, I don't know, like 12 skills and extra green die.
How much do they cost?
Well, I can tell you that right now. So to improve a characteristics, it's 10 times the purchased rating. So you have to purchase them sequentially as well. So if you're going from 3 to 4, it's going to cost you 40 experience points to get an extra 1 in that skill. So I highly recommend doing it because it makes your character that much more robust. So give it some thought as to where you want to spend your experience points. But buying an extra book is also very, very, very powerful too.
So let's say that I wanted to do a little bit of both. Let's say I wanted to do Pathfinder and Hunter. How much experience out of my 110 would that cost?
So Pathfinder and Hunter, you would spend 20 experience points out of your 110, leaving you with 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so if I wanted to put points into characteristics,
it would, depending on what level you wanted to go up. So you've got 2 in everything aside from willpower and presence. So what would you like to increase?
So I don't know.
So shooting guns is agility. Okay. So if you want to be good at shooting guns, agility is what you need to increase.
Okay.
So if you were to go from 2 to 3, it would cost you 30 points.
Okay. And then what would be the one?
Go on.
Sorry. Maybe I'd spend where?
So if you wanted to get agility from 2 to 3, you would it would cost you 30 points. Plus your 20 means that you've spent 50 of 50, and you'd have 60 left over at that point.
Right. And so then if I wanted to give myself a boost in terms of the animal bond arena.
That's pretty easy. Do you have the book open?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to Seeker. Go down to, what is it? Hunter? No, it's not Hunter. It's Pathfinder.
Pathfinder's, yeah.
So do you see how it's like, it looks like a tree, right? So you start at the very top and you follow the lines downwards, right? And it'll tell you how much, it says cost 5, cost 10. That's exactly how much experience points it's going to cost you to buy those skills.
Oh.
So you can only buy the one underneath it if you've bought the one on top of it.
Ooh,
so if you wanted to get down to, say, animal empathy, it would cost you 30 points.
Okay, so then I'd have 30 points left over still.
That's right, yeah. But if you want to get down to mental bond, which is the one underneath it, it would cost you 50 experience points. So take a look at the tree and you sort of pick whatever you want there. So you're going to go with both of those. So now let's give you the additional career skills first. Which one do you want to pick first? Do you want to pick Hunter first? Because you only get free levels in your skills for the first book that you pick. So which would be your first book, Hunter or Pathfinder? So Pathfinder would give you medicine, range light, which is like pistols and stuff like that. Resistance and survival, and Hunter would give you coordination, ranged heavy, stealth, and vigilance.
What does vigilance do for me exactly?
Vigilance is like how prepared you are at any time. So you're just like, imagine a soldier. If he's vigilant, that means he's always aware of his surroundings. He's always prepared to, at a moment's notice, get into combat or anything like that. So vigilance basically means like your initiative at the start of combat where someone surprises you. It also helps with like a few other cursory rolls, which I can tell you about.
Well, go ahead.
I'm just going to pull it up right now. So vigilance. So it's you basically roll for preparedness. You notice environmental factors. So things like, oh, there's a barrel over there that's leaking flammable liquids and stuff like that. I can shoot that and block off the entrance of like 5 more stormtroopers coming down the hallway. That sort of stuff is what you would get. And examples of skills. So for example, if you fail it, you'll miss key pieces of information about the situation or environment. The character is unable to perform more than one maneuver for combat. So you fail when you don't have high amounts of vigilance, sort of thing. So having more vigilance is always good.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with. I mean, that's not gonna prevent me from getting the animal bond or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, so I'll go with hunter.
Okay, so you get 2 free skills of that. You can pick vigilance, stealth, coordination, or ranged heavy. But I think ranged heavy is already maxed out at 2 for you, right? So you can't go any higher. So you get to pick between coordination, stealth, and vigilance. Coordination, in case you were wondering, is so basically time travel, distance. I guess like climbing up things. Being like I imagine it's a lot of climbing skills. It's a lot of like running across rooftops or tight beams and stuff like that.
Okay, so I think I'll go with coordination and vigilance then.
Okay, cool. So yeah, make sure you mark down all the skills as careers. So you get coordination, stealth, and vigilance as career skills, and you also get medicine, ranged light, resilience, and survival. Just put a checkbox in every single one of those.
Medicine, ranged light,
resilience, and survival.
Okay, so I'm just getting a few extra ones.
Yep. So basically buying... Yeah, go on, sorry.
I ranked up vigilance and coordination.
That's right, yes. So they should be at, I think, 2 for vigilance now for you? And 1
no, it was at 0 before.
Okay, so then it'll be 1. Yeah, it'll be 1 for each of them then, yeah.
Yeah. What would have made it? Because did I accidentally not mark it down before or something?
It might have been, like, I don't remember what you picked from your original starting point. So you had knowledge. You picked planetary piloting, ranged heavy, and survival, didn't you?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the character books now. Did anyone else want to buy a second book?
I wanted to get my first one, and I decided to go for Shadow.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. We spent so long on here.
You've only done tests and...
Yeah. That's right. Yes. All right. So Sentinel. That's right. Yes, you needed your additional book. You were reading them. I remember now. Absolutely.
My first book.
Yeah, your first book. Yeah. So Shadow is knowledge, underworld, skullduggery, stealth, and streetwise.
Yeah.
Which 2 of those are you picking?
I already have skullduggery, so I'm gonna go with underworld and streetwise.
Cool. Yeah. All of those are career skills, by the way. But those are the free ranks you get in them. That's kind of cool too, because you get, what is this one? This is like code breakers. This is like hacking and using your, okay. Under the effects of force power, perform slippery-minded action. Okay, so you can basically like make your mind harder to be like broken into and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
I thought indistinguishable would be good too.
Let's take a look. Where is that? Upgrade difficulty of checks to identify character once per rank of... Oh, wow. Okay, shit.
Yeah.
So, like, if you ever get on a wanted poster, you're just going to be like, you just look like everyone else, really.
Yeah, I'm just your run-of-the-mill Twi'lek.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of Twi'leks everywhere, so... Okay, cool. So, all right, we got all that. So now, does anyone want to buy extra books?
Want to do my book?
Yeah. Yep. What do you got?
So I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom.
Okay.
I'm going to take Kill with Kindness Researcher, Smooth Talker, Grit, and Force Rating. I don't know what it means, but it gives me a +1 Force Rating, and I want it.
So which book are you starting with? You're starting with...
The Sage one.
Okay, so Kill with Kindness Researcher... Smooth Talker, Grit, and how are you getting to force rating? Oh yeah, there it is. Holy shit, there's one right there. Fucking hell. So that's like, that's 30, 50, 70. Jesus Christ. So, okay, force rating is how in tune you are with the force. So whenever I say, okay, roll your force die, it'll take every single force die that you have and roll them.
Sick.
So you have more chances of activating your force powers now. But you spent 70 points to get there, so one way or the other.
I want to drop 30 on getting my will. I think I want willpower.
Willpower is discipline, so yes, that'll make you very, very powerful in the force. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to pop my willpower up to 3.
Ooh, nice. So that's 30 points then. So that's 100 points you spent, so you have 10 left over, I believe.
And then I can spend this on ranks now, right?
Yes. So
is it the same 10 times your?
So to improve a skill, it's 5 times purchase rating, and a non-career skill is 5 times purchase rating plus an additional 5 experience points. Purchase sequentially.
But so again, so for career skills, it's 5 times.
Yes.
And the other one is, did you say 10 times?
No, 5 times, and then once you've gotten to it, you add an additional 5 on top of it. So if you're going from 2 to 3, it's going to cost you 15 plus 5, so it costs you 20. If it's for non-career, careers cost you 5 less points every time.
Careers always cost 5 times?
Yeah, 5 times the rating. Non-career, aka skills that don't have the check mark next to it, cost you 5 times the rating plus 5 experience points.
Plus 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the other thing that's worth pointing out too, you get 2 levels of non-career skills, I believe, as a human from your ability.
Yeah.
From your species, if I remember correctly.
Right. Yeah. I think I already put those in, didn't I?
No, I don't think you did.
1 rank in 2 different non-career skills.
Yeah. So specifically careers that aren't skills that aren't careers. So.
Right. Okay.
So what are you going to pick?
First, I've got 10 XP left, so that means I can go. No, I need 20 to go from 1 to 2. No, 5 times.
Yeah, it's 5
2.
times. 5 times 2
So
is 10.
I could put either my discipline or my leadership up to 2.
Discipline is very useful if you want to use. Keep in mind, you can also buy force powers.
I kind of want to get some of this out of the way first.
So you're going to start the game with no force powers?
It does seem dumb, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Since I've got an extra force thing.
Mm-hmm.
How much do force powers cost different?
Yep. They are different every time.
Okay. I'll keep this 10 and then I'll look at force ratings. Otherwise, I'll go back.
Yeah,
but
so
I'm definitely getting that extra.
I'm sorry, I didn't mention it, but you can also buy force powers in this game too. So keep that in mind. There's tons of them, by the way. If you want to take a look,
Here's the list of those.
Yeah, they don't really put it on the bookmarks for some fucking reason, so I'm gonna try and find it again.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really dumb. It's like right at the back of the book for some.
Is there a force power for a larger bladder?
Yes, actually. You guys want to take a break and go to the bathrooms and stuff?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think we all need to pee. Well,
I'm sorry, we were kind of like building characters still off air, but like, that's on
Kind of forgot we were streamers for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Tess didn't. Tess is all
Tess,
business.
Tess is on point.
No, I was reading the PDF and then I'm like, wait a minute, did we forget about the stream?
Yeah.
We forgot about the stream.
So we left
Oh my
off.
gosh.
We were putting together characters. Peachy has spent literally everything aside from 10 XP, and everyone else is still deciding where they want to go. Tess has almost spent all of her stuff. You've spent 20 out of your possible. You have 90 XP left.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna. So I don't know at what point, like how much everything exactly costs. So would you help me with the math, please?
Yeah, sure. What are you thinking you want to buy? Like, give me an idea.
So I'd like to get all of the things that lead up to animal empathy and animal bond. So like I have to get grit, I have to get keen-eyed, and then animal empathy, and then I'm not sure.
Okay, so Pathfinder. So you'll get grit, cost 5, keen-eyed costs 10, animal empathy costs 15. So then in total, to get to that point, it's 30 experience
30,
points.
okay.
To get to mental bond will cost you another 20. So in total,
Okay.
50 points. And if you have another 20 left over, you can get force rating.
Don't if I want to put a point into agility.
Okay, I would recommend putting a point into agility because you can always buy a force rating later. So
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna do. I think I'm gonna. Okay, so I think I'll get grit, keen-eyed, animal empathy, and then animal bond.
okay.
Like, which is better, animal
Yeah.
bond or mental bond?
Well, animal bond is a long-term bond with a single animal silhouette no greater than half your force rating rounded down. So, for example, you have 1, so you can get a very small animal. But if you get 2 force rating, you can get half force rating. It'll be the same. So, in order for you to get a bigger animal, you would need to have a higher force rating. So, you would need to have a force rating of 4 to get a bigger animal. So basically a long-term bond means it'll be your partner and cohort rather than say a Jedi who like uses like the I don't know what they're called, but like the cows and Tatooine to like stampede into a shop, right? That's what a mental bond, like a short-term mental bond is like. But a long-term mental bond is like you have like a baby little flyer or something like that sits on your shoulder, and kind of like a pirate captain's bird or something like that, you know, like that sort of bond. But mental bond is you can commit a force die. You have 1 right now, so if you commit it, you will have 0. And if you have 0 force die, it means that you cannot perform any force related actions. So you can't do, if you have a force power, you can't use that force power anymore. So for example, Peachy has 2 force rating, which means he has 2 force die. So he can commit 1 and still have 1 left over. But if he commits 2, then that's all of his force power rating gone.
Do we all start with 1 force rating?
You do. Everyone starts with 1. So
Okay.
if you commit it, you commit the force die, and while committed, may communicate with the bonded animal at long range and see and hear through its senses. Long range is like from planet to space, sort of thing.
Wow. Okay.
Or it would be kilometers actually. So some planets are smaller, but it's kilometers. So basically,
I'm just not sure which to get first because I'm definitely going to want both.
Well, let's look at it like this. Pragmatically, you will have an extra 5 experience points if you just go with the long-term bond, right? And I tell you what, if you take long-term bond right now, you can pick an animal from your childhood, which literally means anywhere. If you pick mental bond, it means that you'll have to pick an animal on the planet you're currently on. So it'll give you a little bit more options.
Okay, I'll go with animal bond then.
All right. Now I would do that too, because it means that you can basically have like a childhood pet, essentially, that you... I mean, as a Jedi, as a Padawan, let me put in perspective how many planets you would have gone to. A lot, right? You could theoretically have anything at a small size. Within reason. I won't let you have like the lizard that
How about a
Thrawn
rancor?
has. You know, like, yeah. A Rancor would be like, you'd need to have like 8 force die to get that or something like that. So, yeah.
So let me just figure this out again really quickly. So that would cost me 45 points, right?
Yes.
If I wanted to do the force rating as well on top of that, that would be 65 points.
65 points, yes.
Oh, so I'm out 5 points that I would need for agility.
So I would go with agility and then take a career skill from 0 to 1, maybe.
Okay.
So you have plenty of career skills you can pick from there. So
yeah,
and that'll pretty much cover your entire character right there, and that wouldn't be so bad. You would have a lot to go with. That's a very good starting character. Plus,
yeah, okay.
Plus, I'll pull up the character, the book stuff, and give you an option. Like, I have an idea of what sort of creatures would be available to you already, so we can find one that would be suitable for you. So
that would be great. Do I need to put points into like these abilities anywhere?
So what you do is you go into your character sheet, and you go to I believe it's combat, or it is a yes, and you go talents and special abilities.
Okay.
And you add them there.
Oh.
So you add grit.
Okay.
×1. You add keen-eyed ×1. You add empathy. Yeah, so basically, and then you just put, like, in order to help you, just put down the page number, right? So page 89. So if you ever need to understand what they are, you can just come back to them. Or you can write the summary for what they are next to them.
Cool.
Yeah, so it'll make more sense when you do that. And for Peachy, I'd recommend you doing that too, because yours are, like, pretty wordy. Who else wanted to get some questioning done?
Do you have a list of the animals somewhere, or
I will find you them. Yeah, give me a moment.
Thank you.
I have a couple in mind that I think would probably be more suitable for the story, but we'll see how we go from that.
So I'm gonna pick up influence, the force power.
Okay, you get 2 though, right? Or just 1? Oh no, wait.
It's
influence.
the cost. I've only got 10 XP, so I'm getting the basic power.
Influence, that's cool. What are you picking for your human extra skills?
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Non-career skills, basically.
Non-career skills. Let's have a look. What's going to be useful here?
Probably something like cool. Oh no, cool would be a career skill for you.
Cool's a career skill for me.
Maybe vigilance. No, vigilance would be as well. Actually, I'm going to pull up your sheet.
No, vigilance isn't. Vigilance
isn't? Okay, so vigilance might be useful. Okay, yours is this guy. Okay. Let's see. So maybe computers, coercion is like, you know, you're pretty strong in coercion.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll have a rank in coercion.
Yeah, okay, rank in coercion. I think you get 2, so maybe vigilance and coercion. I don't know.
I'm not sure about vigilance. I don't really.
Vigilance is like, if you get surprised or ambushed, you will be better at it.
Yeah, but that never once came up when we played last time. Not
That's
once.
because you guys never got into combat, and actually it did come up once.
You did.
But, yeah.
It was always the other one.
But you guys were more into talking to each other than doing things. So
I mean,
you guys really didn't do anything.
My role play. Are you expecting any different? Have you seen who's on the show?
I've taken steps to make it different. So yes. So the other thing is maybe stealth. Survival.
Maybe I'll go for a knowledge one.
Yeah, knowledge might not be bad.
I want to be kind of.
So the only ones that you wouldn't have any knowledge of is Outer Rim. That's the only one I won't let people take. And if it was a career skill, I'd say don't take it because you're never going to use it. Maybe warfare. I don't know. What do you think about that?
That sounds cool. I'm getting it. Screw it. It's done. It's done. Warfare.
Done. So you got this? You got coercion and warfare. Okay.
Yes.
Not bad. Pretty good skills. Yeah, who wanted to spend experience points? Kika?
Hello.
Oh, Fuzzy?
Hello.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What do you got? What do you got,
Me?
Fuzzy? Yeah.
I don't know. Right. So, XP. So.
Did any of the force powers stick out at you?
Yeah. Forsake.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm going
What page is
for
that? What page
fucking-
is that on? Give me an idea.
That is 293, I believe. I wrote it down. Look at me being all organized and things.
Okay. Cool. Let's take a look here. Influence. No, wait. Forsake. Right.
Yeah. I did look at influence, and then I thought, nah, forsake.
Okay. Okay. I don't see that one.
What, forsake? 290.
Okay.
Sorry. 290.
Yeah, I went downwards instead of upwards.
Yeah.
Okay, Force C. The Force user can feel the Force flowing through everything and sense, seeing what is and what will be. They may spend Force pips to gain vague hints of events to come up to this day into his own personal future. Up to a day into his own personal future. Interesting. When making a skill check to determine initiative, if the user may roll a Force C power check as part of the pool, he may... Okay, that's interesting. How deep did you want to go into this? Do you know?
I hadn't thought of it that. Yeah.
So, the very bottom of Force C allows you to get an extra movement. You spend your Force pips to allow all affected targets... You know, that really depends on the control point. So you can go up to range. Magnitude. Okay, yeah, magnitude. So you can add up to 2 additional people in this power. You can allow all affected targets to take 1 free maneuver before the first round of combat begins. So,
that's kind of handy.
Maneuvers are like moving into cover.
Yeah.
You know, or
dudes, I sense an ambush.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that's exactly what Force C
I sense a disturbance in the Force. There's all these waist-high walls around us. I have a feeling.
Okay, so did you want to go just the basic power for 10 points, or did you want to go a little deeper?
I think for now I'll have just the tip.
Okay, cool. And what was your total XP? You had 90, right? So
no, I had 100 because I took
added
10.
Yeah, so you're down to 90 now. What else did you want to buy?
All right, and the rest is in the right, where was it? What page is it on? The rest is just the normal seer powers, right? Which are on page 70 something.
Yeah, you can buy another power. Like you could, for example, buy heal harm or seek. Seek is good for finding people. Yeah.
No, I want to do like.
Okay, sure. So.
Seer powers. I was looking at these and they look kind of cool.
Mystic
okay, so
Seer.
I'm looking at which is page 83.
Yeah. So the other thing is too, you can buy another book in this as well. The Seer is the Seer is especially good at gaining Force die, because you have 2 Force ratings in this one book. So you can get up to 3 Force rating if you buy everything that you need to buy in this book.
I'm probably just going to stick with this book, yeah.
Okay. All right, so everything with an explosion on the top left represents Force powers. So, for example, uncanny reactions will automatically add a blue die to every vigilance check that you make. Further, going down the 4C power tree. So.
Yeah.
Tiny question.
What's up?
Oh, sorry. What are the different dyes mean? The blue and the.
Okay, sure. So the way that the game works is, let's say that you want to open a door. Okay. And I say, okay, in order to open the door, how do you approach it? And you say, I'm going to cut it open with my lightsaber. And I'm like, cool, all right. So in order to do that, that's going to be a 2 difficulty check. So we, at this point, assemble our dice pool. So on your side, we'll take your lightsaber ability, which in your case is brawn plus your lightsaber skill. So you'd be rolling I think 1 green at this point. And the difficulty to cut it open is 2 purple. And 2 purple are like my opposite to your greens. So the way that it works is we both roll them at the same time, and any positives and negatives get removed from each other. Now, D20 will automatically do that for us.
Okay.
Sorry, Roll20 will automatically do that for us, so you don't have to worry about it. But what's going to happen is, at the end of the results, you can have a success that fails. You can have a fail that... You can fail cutting open the door, but you get something out of it. Like, you gain an advantage. Like, maybe... Like, by trying to open this door, you've effectively blocked the door, and there happens to be a bunch of stormtroopers on the other side that you didn't know about, right? So there are things like that that happen. So a failure and a success doesn't necessarily mean it's binary 1 and 0. In this game, there is all manner of gray in between. So if you succeed, you can also critically succeed, or you can have a crit but also fail. So you can say you open the door in half the time, right? But on the other side, but you also make an alarm go off or something like that, right? So that's essentially what the system does. We just interpret the dice as they get rolled, and it will make a lot more sense once we start playing. But if you take a look, yeah, that's fine. If you take a look at the back of the Roll20, right, you can see the types of die. So on top of that, I'm going to be adding what's called setback die. Setback die are a D6, and all they do is add additional negatives to the roll. So let's say, okay, you want to cut open the door, but it's also dark in here, so I'm going to add a black die to this. And then you can say, okay, well, I actually have a torch. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, so I'll give you a blue die. So basically, we before we roll, we talk about the situation. I'll add black, you'll add blue, depending on what happens. So in the case of uncanny reactions, let's say it's a vigilance check. By default, if Fuzzy gets this skill, she's going to be adding a boost die to every single one of her vigilance checks that she makes going forward forever. That's pretty much how that skill works. So you're going
I am the canary.
So by getting
Nice.
by getting skills and by getting force powers, you're effectively making yourself, you're boosting your abilities. And that's why Jedi are so fucking powerful, because by default they just boost their own abilities all the time. So a normal like, let's say Han Solo, if he was to say get ambushed, he would have to have a keen sense of awareness and spatial awareness and maybe a gut feeling was like, oh, I don't like this, right? But as a Jedi, you can walk into a room and be like, there's a motherfucker hiding in that tree over there. I'm going to add a boost die to my vigilance check. Like, you just happen to know these sorts of things. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, so basically there's 3 die that you need to worry about. The blue, green, and the yellow. They're your positive ones. I'm going to be adding blacks, purples, and reds. And they're the opposite of those dice. So, and the other one that gets added is a force die, which is a white die. And they represent your inherent ability with the force. Peachy, for his character at the beginning, will get 2 of those, and you'll get 1. So just by being more proficient in the force, you get more dice. That's pretty much how that works. So.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Long-winded explanation, but yeah. Fuzzy, sorry, what were you looking to purchase?
Right. Well, first things first. Uncanny reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do the adding up for me, because I am bad at numbers.
Never heard that before. All right, so 5 experience points.
Hey! You have prior experience with me and how good I am at maths, or not?
Okay, so you see the lines? They're basically how it works. So you can follow the line. So next is keen-eyed. Whether you want that skill or not, you have to buy it to go deeper into the tree.
Yeah. Right. Well, I do want it because.
So remember how I said I add black die?
Yeah.
So let's take that door scenario again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I say, oh, it's dark in here, so I'm going to add a black die to your check. And you're like, well, fuck you, GM. I have keen-eyed, which allows me to remove a black die from a vigilance or perception check.
Mm.
And then your skill would automatically remove the black die from the situation. So that's essentially what that means, right? You'll be getting skills to combat what I put out in front of you. So,
right. So I'll take keen-eyed, and
So that's 15. So at this point, you can go downward, right? Now, grit will just add 1+ strain to your skill, to your ability. By the way, Tess, now that we've bought everything that you want to buy, you've bought a level of grit, yeah? You did, yep. So in your ability, go to your strain and add 1 to your strain threshold. So your strain goes from 13 to 14. So that's what that does. It basically makes you more combat ready. Anyway, where are you going to go from here?
I'm going to go for grit.
Okay.
And another level of uncanny reactions.
Okay, so you're going down, then back up top left?
Yeah. And then I'm going to go for forewarning.
You don't have to get both of those to get forewarning. You can just go to uncanny reactions and down.
I know.
Okay,
But I
just
want
checking.
double uncanny reactions.
Okay, yep. And
Oh,
forewarning.
God
So
damn it.
that puts you at 55 points right now.
Right. Sense advantage.
Okay. So that will put you at 75 points.
And then force rating.
That'll put you at 95 points.
And then I'll take the 5-point grit as well.
So you bought a force power, so you can't go higher than 80 or 90. So
Oh, okay, never mind then. So just the force rating then. Right, okay, cool.
So, well, in order to, so at 50, so to go from uncanny reactions, keen-eyed, uncanny reactions, grit, forewarning, that's 55 points right there.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to go to force rating, you would need to spend an additional 40, which would put you over by 5 points.
Right, okay. In that case, I'd like to take away the uncanny reactions, one of them,
Okay, so yep, so the second one.
and do the sense advantage. I want to get to force rating.
Okay, sure. So you're going uncanny reaction, keen-eyed, grit, forewarning, sense advantage.
Yeah. And
Well,
force rating.
well, you can go sense danger. It's cheaper. The difference is sense advantage is NPC skill check, and sense danger is your skill check.
I'll take sense advantage.
Okay. So that's 30, 45, 55, 65, 85 points all up. So you got 5 points left over.
In that case, I'll take that grit then.
The extra grid at the top?
Yeah.
Okay. So make sure you mark all those down in your book.
Yep.
So that goes under combat, the red box combat, and then down the bottom there you have talents and special abilities, so you can just add them in there.
Yep. I'll write them down.
Cool, cool. Fantastic. And Kika, what about your purchases?
I think I'm done, but could you double check that
Sure. What have you bought?
I upped my intellect and cunning both to 3. So that's 60.
60 points, yeah. How much did you start off with?
110.
110, okay. Cool, cool.
And then I got a book for artisan because I thought I should get that now and then go deeper into it later.
So that's 20.
Yeah.
So make sure you mark down astrogation, computers, knowledge, education, and mechanics as career skills.
I already have computers, deception.
It's knowledge, education, and mechanics. Mechanics is fucking awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I thought we probably could use that.
Mechanics is basically like healing for machines.
Yeah.
Essentially, so.
If we ever end up needing to get away quick and are in like a shootout on moving vehicles.
Yeah. So let's see. Intuitive improvements when making a check to craft or repair them. May add force rating. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. So you can basically like make things more, like you can reinforce things basically.
Yeah.
That's not a bad pearl.
I grabbed. Okay, so that puts me at 80 used.
Yes. So you have 30 points left over.
Yeah, I grabbed misdirect.
Oh, you're buying the misdirect power?
Yes.
So what page is
Just
that
basic. 299.
on? 299. I don't think that's the page.
Oh, sorry, that's the PDF page. The book page is 296.
Okay, there we go. Okay, the Force user creates illusions to fool those around him. He may spend 1 Force point to make a target up to short range, which is literally the range, like 50 meters, basically.
Yeah.
Unable to perceive a chosen person or object of silhouette 1 or smaller. Silhouette 1 is basically the size of Tessa's animal, essentially. Until the beginning of the user's next turn, the target cannot see or sense the hidden person or object. Very powerful skill. It's going to cost you 15, though.
15?
15, yep.
It listed as 10, but...
I'm looking at Force Power Tree Misdirect. Costs 10. It costs 15 for the basic power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it says the cost on the bottom right of it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then I just grabbed. I guess I'll just have not street smarts. Code Breaker and Grit.
From what tree?
Sentinel Shadow.
Okay,
which
cool.
is 15 there.
Sentinel Shadow. Let's take a look. Shadow, Street Marts, Codebreaker and Grit, yep. So mark those down in your book as purchased. So that's under the combat tree, talents and special abilities. And increase your strain threshold from whatever it is by 1 now. So that's permanently happening right now. Okay. I think that's all the expenditures, right? No one has any more XP left over?
5, but I don't think I can do anything with that, really.
You can take a career skill from 0 to 1.
I've forgotten one thing that I took, and I can't work out what it was.
Okay. Oh, on your
I
tree?
might just save it for now and use it for something.
Okay, that's cool.
time.
Yep. So let's Mystic. What was it? Mystic.
Mystic Seer.
Okay, so you took Uncanny Reactions, Keen-Eyed, Grit, Forewarning, Sense
Keen-Eyed,
Advantage.
that's what I forgot.
Yeah.
That's what I forgot.
Yep. And Force Rating.
Okay, that was it. Yeah, I just forgot Keen-Eyed.
Okay. Right. Continuing on. So you've done all that. So let's see. Wound threshold. Let's just make sure that is up to date. Everyone added their grits and stuff like that to the pages and stuff. So if you bought grit or anything like that, you increased your strain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah. So make sure you do that.
How do you? What do you do exactly?
So if you bought grit, for every level of grit that you buy, you increase your strain threshold permanently by 1. So if it was 12, make it a 13. Who bought abilities?
I've taken 2 levels of grit.
Okay, so that would make it up by
17.
2. Yeah.
I have Keen-Eyed.
Yeah, we'll add those abilities in a sec. Who bought characteristics? Like brawn or agility or something like that.
I bought 1 agility.
I got willpower.
I got 2 characteristics. I got cunning and intellect.
Okay. Peachy, increase your strain threshold by 1.
I've already done my thresholds.
Okay, but if you bought a willpower, it increases again by 1.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's 10 plus your willpower.
Yep.
And then I get an extra 1 because of grit.
Yep, perfect. And that's pretty much it. Okay. The encumbrance rating for everyone is going to be 5 plus your brawn rating. So in your character sheet, you'll have it's called income. So your threshold will be, it starts at 5 and then you add your brawn to it. So for in your case, Tess, it would be 7.
Okay.
Everyone's defense starts at 0. And your soak value is your brawn rating. So whatever that is. So in your case, I guess, because I got your shit open, Tess, it'd be 2. So
Okay.
What was? Did you say what defense was? Sorry.
0.
0. Okay, cool.
For both melee and range. So the like defense basically just adds a black die to stuff. So and you get that from abilities and armor, but you don't have any armor yet. Okay, moving on. All right. All right. Now we do motivations, and this is where the characters really come out. So if everyone could please go to page 105. So what we're going to get everyone to do right now, starting with Tess, I guess, since you're the first one. Roll me.
Okay.
Everyone's going to roll a d10, but Tess, we'll start with you. We'll go one at a time.
1d10.
1d10, please.
Okay.
2. All right. So your motivation right now is ambition. So if you could roll me another 1d10, please. 6. Your ambition is glory. Fame and the spotlight beckon to this character. He wants to perform great deeds and be celebrated for them. So maybe it's really hard for you to stay in hiding. Certainly sounds like that. Do you have any ideas of what this would mean for your character?
Well, I was thinking my character would be the opposite of this, so I have to think about it a little.
Well, you have pride and recklessness, right? So it kind of fits in with what your character is a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean, my character is kind of built to be a snipey, hide in the shadows and shoot from a distance kind of character.
Mm-hmm.
And so that doesn't really lend itself well to
Well,
gaining glory until after the fact, maybe telling stories about it.
yeah. So maybe you just want your mark to be left on the world, right? Like, even though the Jedi are pretty much extinct, you still feel a sense of like needing to, you know, leave a legend. Maybe that's what it is specifically, leaving a legend behind after you pass.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
That works for me. How do I do that exactly?
So every time in the game that you act on your motivation, in this case, so the way that it works is every hour you play, you're going to get 5 experience points, right? So that's 20 experience points at the end if you play for 4 hours. And you get an additional 5 experience points for every time that you play within your motivation or work towards your motivation. In your case, it's glory, right? So anytime that you say slightly put yourself, like maybe in your case, it might be as simple as increasing your bounty or like doing things like making a village remember you by like your great deeds, things like that, right? Yeah, are you okay with that as a motivation?
Yeah, I can work with that.
Aims towards
Spreading the legend. Just putting down notes this time.
Yeah. Okay. Aims towards spreading a legend of a name. Okay, great. Who's next? Fuzzy, let's do you. All right. Can you roll me a 1d10, please? A 3. All right. Let's see. That is ambition. All right. Roll me a 1d10 again, please.
Uh-huh.
Revenge.
Ooh.
At some point in the character's past, he was brutally wronged, now seeks vengeance, and has a hard time focusing on anything else. So, where do you... This is independence and fear. It kind of fits with your character as well. So, maybe this sort of fits into why you're so fearful.
Yeah.
So, what great wrong happened to you in order for you to get this way?
I don't know. My fucking master was killed or something, maybe?
I think all of our masters have been killed.
Yeah, but like I
Order
took
66. But
Do you want that to actually be your motivation to get revenge on the
it's
Empire?
like, you know,
Because it could be that broad if you want.
yeah, I mean,
And-
I'm not like a sort of, you know, how can I put it? It's like, you know, I'm thinking like my master was like this like fucking like chill hippie mood, and he was just like
So
fucking. You know,
here's the thing about the story. It's also worth pointing out to everyone playing at home, since we have 4 Jedi, we're going to be doing things a little differently. Most Jedi growing up, and this will sort of help you guys flavor your characters a little bit too. Most Jedi, when they go through Padawan, when they go from youngling to Padawan, which you guys will be at for most of the story, you'll be Jedi Knights when we start, but we'll be doing flashbacks at the start of every episode to your training, essentially, to give you guys a bit of grounding as to how you get your powers and blah, 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 right? So with that in mind, you guys have this thing called Force Meld. And the reason why all 4 of you are trained together and trained in isolation away from everyone else is because you're all connected to each other via the Force.
Can our master be Kai Adi Mundai? He's also another penis head.
I mean, maybe. We'll look into it. But ideally, what's going to happen is you guys will be able to communicate with each other telepathically. You will be able to share emotions or feelings. And the other thing is, you guys will have the ability to sort of use your Force powers through someone else. So you can use like the Force power of what was it? God, I've already forgotten what you guys have bought.
Misdirect.
You can use misdirect through another character.
I could use misdirect through Tess to obscure her pet.
Exactly, right? That's what Force Meld is going to do. However, on the flip side, you guys
this
are
is
also...
not the kitty you are looking for.
Yeah. On the other side of the fence,
love
you guys will also be sharing pain and negative emotions and stuff like that. So if one of you falls to the dark side, it's going to affect all of you like a ripple, right? The emotions are going to be high strung and all that sort of stuff in the game. So that's what I imagine it being. With that in mind, you guys have been trained as a group, which is very unusual for the Jedi to do. So let's keep that in mind. So you have a single master between the 4 of you.
I think I took, you know, I'm assuming he got killed, right?
Yeah,
He actually died on the attack in the temple.
Probably.
Kai Adi Mundai, so
Yeah, I'm
still
gonna-
works.
Does it? Interesting. Okay, I'll look into it.
I guess
Send me his name, Peachy. I'll look into it.
And check out Wikipedia.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I took his death super personally and was affected by everybody else's feelings about it. So I'm just like, right, I can't allow this to happen again. I'm gonna fucking, you know, get my revenge. I'm gonna fucking.
Okay. Revenge for the personal slaying of his master.
As a fellow penis head, I take great offense to this.
Yeah. Those brains should have, you know.
They killed him by like separating his brains from each other.
Nasty. That should never happen. My God.
All right, Peachy, let's do you next.
Even
brother.
if he was just a male,
Give me a 1d10.
because my species is like super sexist.
Oh shit. Okay. So which would you prefer? Because you get 2 of them. Ambition, cause, or faith. You can pick 2.
2 different ones. Cool. Faith, definitely faith.
Mm-hmm. So
Double
roll a
faith.
1d10 for your faith, please. 6. So the Jedi Code. Mm-hmm. Though the Empire strives to suppress the knowledge of the Jedi, the character knows the code of the ancient order. He follows it, feeling that it is something worth his belief and devotion. That's
That
fucking
works so
awesome.
well.
All right, so give me.
And I have to pick a different one, do I?
Yes, that's right.
Uh,
Ambition or
cause.
cause. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go cause.
Okay, so roll me a 1d10, please. 3. Okay, galactic peace.
This is perfect.
The galaxy has been torn and shattered by decades of warfare. The character wants nothing more than to see the peace restored to the galaxy, and recognizes that concerted efforts must be made to resolve galactic warfare. So, cool. I think yours is pretty fucking simple. We don't need to go into too much detail as to what that means to you, but unless you had an idea.
The basic idea of the character I've been building from the start, to be honest.
Yeah, but so this is a case of how do you
Jam
get
dust.
5 experience points at the end of the game? What do you need to accomplish in the session for all of that to happen?
Well, I mean, galactic peace is calming any situation or
So do you want to
person's-
be like a what do they call it? One of the Jedi's one of the things that a Jedi does is he is the judge in a situation for things. Do you want to be that? Do you want to like step in between arguments that people have on the street and like you want to be a mediator? Is that what you want to be?
Do you want to help mediate
Yeah.
trade agreements?
Yeah.
Well, I am kind of Qui-Gon Jinn, so.
But here's the
guess
thing:
so.
you have the Jedi Code and Galactic Peace. So just mediating a conversation between, "Oh, it cost $3 yesterday. Why does it cost $5 today?" arguments, that won't get you 5 experience points. But a big you got to think more global because you have Galactic Peace as a goal.
Yeah.
So it can't be small scale. It has to be large scale stuff.
It would be something like, I don't know, race disputes, clan disputes, planet disputes.
Yep.
It would have to be something like that.
Settling big disputes without violence.
Yeah, figure out peace in the Middle East for us.
Through
Oh,
talk.
that's easy.
Everyone's all right. Kika, 1d10. Let's go. 4. All right. Cause. Roll me a 1d10. 6. Equality. All sentient beings deserve the right to be treated with respect and as peers by other beings, regardless of their state of technological sophistication. When the character finds those who do not possess equality, he seeks to better their lot in life. So yours is ambition and coldness. So how do you feel about this? Like, does it mesh well with your character?
I'm not sure. Since my character is a Twi'lek,
I can see, yeah, maybe it's like a slavery thing.
yeah, she sort of, I thought with the ambition, she wanted to gain enough power to ensure that she could never actually be made a slave. Because there's a lot of Twi'lek slaves.
Yes, there is. Okay, that's actually, I work with that. So maybe
And that sort of works in with the other stuff. too.
we'll go equality, and we'll say focuses on aims to free slavery, aims to remove slavery from the galaxy.
Yes.
But how do you feel about the Empire? Because the Empire is anti-slavery as well.
I have mixed feelings.
Okay. But it's still a Jedi thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be
Yeah.
an Empire thing. So, aims to remove.
Even bad guys can hate slavery too.
That is true. Not everything is entirely black and white.
Okay, great. I think
PG.
these are pretty fucking good characters, guys. So there's a couple of things we need to do before we can get started, and I do have a little tiny intro thing that I want to run you guys through. It won't take very long. We need to do gear and appearance. You guys have 500 credits each that you can spend.
I have a question on appearance, actually. Is
Go
it
for it.
okay if I'm a Lethan Twi'lek?
What's that?
It's basically the red-skinned Twi'lek.
Yeah, fuck yeah, of course. You can
Okay,
pick
cool.
your clan, whatever you want to do with your abilities. It's perfectly fine.
It's just those are a bit more rare, so
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Rarity is whatever. Okay, you're a fucking Jedi. As far as I'm concerned, you're already a rarity. So be as rare as you want. So do you guys have an image in mind as what your guy looks like? You'll be anywhere between 18 and 22 in the actual game. So it's a couple of years. You've spent a couple of years training as Padawans. So,
I'm gonna be 22 and 4/4.
okay, we get it. You're the oldest one of the group. Old man here. The Force has crippled me, but also given me incredible power.
Oh,
So, what are you guys thinking for appearance-wise? Anything in here at all?
I got a beard.
Beard, got it. You're
course you've got a beard.
you're basically the Jedi. Everyone who imagines a
I'm
Jedi in your
classic
mind right
Jedi.
now, white guy, beard, that's Peachy.
Does he have the stupid hair thing going on?
You have one braid.
That's for Padawans only, though.
Yeah,
He's
but
just got a rat tail. He likes it, all right?
you guys are only Jedi Knights by process of elimination, okay? So, like, you know,
We're Jedi Knights because everybody else is dead. Oh, fuck.
yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking at images. I don't know what's actually sort of permissible.
You're,
but it looks
you're
like I
like
can
Darth
have-
Maul, basically, essentially.
Right, but it looks like I can have a variety of different skin colors, and I can have long hair if I want.
Yeah, you can be whatever you like, essentially. It doesn't matter whether the Star Wars universe says that you can't be like that. I'm saying you can. Except for Twi'lek, you
Okay.
can't have hair. Fuck you, you're not allowed to have hair. That's the only thing. Not even eyebrows. You can paint
Hair
them
is
on.
gross.
You can paint it on, but you can't have eyebrows. Aside from that, you guys can do whatever you like. I don't know what
That's-
penis people have. Probably like
Yeah, they got like hair up
a
the back.
dorsal hole at the top of their head, you know, for breathing.
He's just got a really badly placed scar, all right?
If you motherfuckers don't stop fucking with my beloved Star Wars, I will end.
Can they wear toupees?
You can, yes. Here's the
They've
thing.
got hair at the back.
One of the
So
one of the
like,
more famous.
party in the back, business up front.
Yeah, one of the more famous Star Wars games. They had a what are the guys called with the mouths, the green things, big bug eyes? Brad was it last time?
Rodents.
Rhodians, yeah. They had a Rhodian who was like proficient in disguise, so he used to put on wigs and shit. But Rhodians don't have hair, so it was kind of like, you know, you can do whatever you like, essentially.
Wow, I just gotta say, I love this hairdo here. This looks amazing.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a look.
Oh God.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Most of it grows out the back on these guys.
Yeah, I know. I think so. It was just the cartoonist was shit. I just found some. Oh god, I was looking on Google image search and Rule 34. Rule
That's
34.
right, I'm too.
It's okay. Here's the thing. Here's some information about Star Wars. If you're a Twi'lek character, it's impossible to find a good reference photo because you Google Twi'lek, you'll get to porn.
Yeah.
So quickly,
100%.
so fucking quickly.
Not if you specifically search Lethan Twi'lek.
No porn. Are you
Then
kidding
you get a
me?
shit ton of pictures of Darth Talon.
Which is basically
Wait, Darth Talon basically is porn. She
That's
is
basically
the biggest
porn, right?
badass ever.
Yeah.
Oh my
Anyway,
god.
I'm gonna
She's
say my
so
character
cool.
is just kind of like pale, a bit nerdy looking, sort of like just hair chopped off short at the back and just like, you know, big bold penis head.
To
thing
be
going
fair,
on.
I think all Jedi Padawans are fucking nerdy. To be honest with you, like
Yeah,
they're
but,
basically
like, okay.
bookworms. So
Yeah, my character is like super nerdy though, like just.
it won't really matter. It won't really matter for this. But I want you guys to look through like the gear and the armor, right? And spend your 500 credits accordingly. That's your homework for this episode. We're not going to do it on stream because it's fucking boring. But the last thing we're going to do is you guys as a group, as you know, the Empire's rolling on deep onto your Jedi Temple in Ilum, by the way, you guys will get a holocron, which will give you guys some skills, essentially. Like, and this holocron, I need who's feeling lucky? Who's feeling lucky? All right, Fuzzy, roll me 1d10.
Watch me fuck it.
Okay, so everyone, you will get computers and perception as career skills.
I already have those.
Sorry.
And you'll get a free rank in it. If you're at level 2, you can go to 3.
Oh, thank you.
Perception and computers.
Yeah, pick one or the other. For a free
Oh,
rate.
one or the other.
All right, I'm putting 2 in. Yeah, I'm having. So just 1 point in.
Computers or perception, but both of them
Right.
become career skills.
Okay.
Okay, I'm putting more in perception. I have super good perception. Wow.
What is perception again?
Eyeballs looking at things.
Not necessarily eyeballs.
I'm gonna
It could be
be
on
going
force.
into computers.
Perception is literally like perceiving things. So either
Okay,
through the force
simple.
or yeah.
Don't
I am
overthink
a
it.
noticer. I am a professional noticer.
Yeah.
I am the does machines unit of this party.
Okay.
I does
Are you the-
machines.
Are
I'm
you
the,
the Donald
hey, did
Allen?
you do something
Yeah.
with your hair? Yeah, I parted it on the other side. It looks good. Yeah. Hey, did you do something with your hair? I don't have hair, you racist.
Yeah. Nice perception skills. Okay, so that pretty much covers all of the character creation. So how about we take another break and then we can come into actual play where you guys get ready. We'll be playing 8-year-olds.
Hi, guys.
All right.
All right, then.
Oh, boy.
I'm an 8-year-old.
Okay.
Oh my god, you guys, you're the worst.
what up?
It's your boy, Deep Voice McGee. All right,
I've
so
been smoking since I was 10.
yeah, just give some thought to what your character names will be as well, and we'll introduce your characters as 8-year-olds. We're going to reduce those ages by about 16 years because everyone here, what is our respective ages? Like we've got the oldest we can do, which is 22. What are your ages compared to?
22 3/4.
Okay.
I'll be 18.
18? All
Yeah,
right.
I'm good with 18 also.
I'm
hi.
19.
You're 19? Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got 2 8-year-olds, a 10-year-old, and a very old.
Wouldn't it be 2 8-year-olds, a 9-year-old?
Yeah, 2 8-year-olds, a 9-year-old. Actually, let's go 2 6-year-olds, a 7-year-old, and a 12-year-old. Yeah. Okay. So you guys are
That's
on your way to do what
not
is
How your math is wrong.
my math is wrong.
We're
Whatever.
going for it. We're
Just
going for
going
it.
23,
No,
13.
Peachy would be a 10 3/4-year-old if we have the 18-year-olds being 6.
That's true. You're right. That's better. That's much better.
Yes.
So you guys are currently you've been brought into the order. You were sought out by various Jedi masters as they have their escapades around the universe. You might have been from a home planet where you were from. You might have been an orphan. You might have been, someone's slave. It doesn't matter. What matters now is that you all have been given a chance to become Jedis. Now, as you were grouped together, it came up with that a lot of you four in particular, were very strong together, and you've always had a connection to each other. Be that friendly or hostile or whatever, but you four have been grouped together for a special reason. You have a force power called Force Meld, which connects you all together in the Force. As in the Force, you are, if anyone looks at the Force through any sort of changed vision or anything like that, you all appear to be the same entity for the most part. You are one and the same. And as such, the Jedi Order have decided to train you in isolation as a group, which is very unusual. But, you know, desperate times, desperate measures, all that kind of stuff. Right now, all of you are, let's see here. Trying to find, you are on the planet of Ilum, which for anyone who doesn't know is a planet where the event called The Gathering happens, where essentially young Jedi Padawans are brought to an icy planet and they go through a trial, which is to gather their very first kyber crystal for their lightsabers. In this trial, they will be pushed to the utmost, and the crystal itself will radiate and speak to them and develop its own color. Usually it's blue or green, but in some cases that color can be a personification of the user. So keep that in mind as we're going forward. You guys are currently on a ship known as what is it called? I had all this information earlier and now I can't fucking find it. Sorry, give me a second here. The Crucible on Ilum. And the only other person on the ship is a droid by the name of Hu Young. And he is the only help you're going to have going forward for this deal, for this task, for this endeavor. Ilum itself is a very hostile planet. It's very icy. It's very barren. Anytime you see like, artwork of like Jedi statues, hooded Jedi statues and stuff like that, that's basically Ilum for the most part. It's a very ritualistic planet for the Jedi. The only thing that's on here is a temple that is built into a natural cave. And that natural cave is basically surrounded by crystals that block all light. So you guys are together on this ship. Normally, the Crucible houses about 20 or so Padawans, and they go in groups of like 6 or 7 over the course of months to do this event. But the ship is sparse and empty, and the only 4 people here are you guys. Let's go around and sort of introduce our characters and what they look like. At this moment in time, you're all wearing like really cute like parkas with fur and stuff like that around the heads, and because it's very cold out here right now. So let's start off with Ray.
So my character's name is Ray Vroga, and she's got long dark hair. That's kind of pulled back in she's wearing a parka, so you can't tell, but you can see the little ponytail kind of sticking out. And bright yellow eyes, and her skin is kind of greenish. And she has some facial markings, and I think she'll probably get more as she ages. And she's very cold.
Like, are you like shivering by yourself in a corner, or are you with your friends? Like, what's going on here?
Do I have the pet yet?
Not yet. I believe you'll find it on this planet. So.
Okay. So yeah, I'm standing by my friends, but kind of shivering, kind of like off to the side a little.
All right. All right. Let's introduce Daya next.
That's Dia.
Dia, sorry.
Get it right. Yeah, so my character is Dia Jubai Musan, and she is she's this tiny little, basically she's a cone head basically. So she's got this like furry parka, and the hood is just like whoop, which is kind of amusing. And she's a Syrian, and she's sort of short, skinny, sort of like close cropped hair, and pale as hell, and she's basically trying to comfort Tessa's character, whose name I've forgotten already.
Hey.
Yeah, she's probably got an arm around Ray. She's just like, it'll be fine. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Come on.
So the races of your characters, just for everyone who needs a reminder, Ray, you were a Syrian. Is that how you say it?
Zabrak.
Zabrak. Sorry, you're the Zabrak, yeah. And Daya is the
Dear.
Dia, sorry. Dia is the is the Sarian, yeah?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Conehead.
Conehead,
basically.
yeah. And Zabrak is basically the Darth Maul looking one, so.
Yeah.
So
Can
she's
I
like, "Oh, it'll be fine."
post that in the main chat?
Yeah,
the
go for it.
inspiration
Yeah,
my
no,
character?
please. Yeah, please.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm this small version of that, like
Mhm,
tiny and
mhm.
really cold right now.
Yeah. And I guess next is Viril. Is that how you say it?
Varel.
Virel. Okay, Virel.
Varel.
Star Wars names, man.
I'm an 8-year-old with a full beard.
Of course you are.
You'd be like 10 years old, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so even more of yeah, I'm probably just huddled in furs and stuff. Can't really see my face. It's pretty cold. I'm not really built for this.
Yeah. So you're basically just a normal human. Is there anything like? Do you have any like unique qualities about you? Like, are you blonde or like?
Yes, I've got long flowing blonde hair and bright blue eyes, otherworldly blue eyes, piercing, if you will.
What's your presence score again?
What is my presence score? Let's have a look. 2.
2. Okay, so I mean, I wouldn't say otherworldly blue eyes, but you're getting there. You're getting there.
I'm working on my eye game.
Yeah. Twi'lek. Let's put that out there. Speaking about Twi'leks, let's and what is your character doing, Virel? Virel, sorry.
I'm trying not to shiver. I'm trying to really, really hard not to shiver.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at our final character, the Twi'lek of the group. Yael?
Yaula.
Yaula. Okay.
Yaula Ludak.
All right. Introduce her. What does she look like? What is she doing?
Well, she is a Lethan Twi'lek, so instead of the normal like greens and blues, she has red skin. And she has like a few scars here and there, but not on her face, like on her shoulders, and you can't see those though because of the parka. And she also is wearing leku warmers. Leku are the tentacle things that come out of her head, so she has like these 2 like fuzzy warmers on her leku and a hat.
Is it
So basically, you've got head socks.
Yeah, head socks. Yeah.
She's got head socks.
Are you?
And they have like little tassels on the ends.
Are you even colder than your companions because you're used to coming from you're very young, so you're probably fresh off your home planet. I forget what it's called.
Lethan Twi'leks actually mostly come from a different planet, which is an ice planet.
Oh, so maybe you're less cold than your other friends.
Yeah, she's used to bundling up, and she knows how to she's good at gauging how much she should wear for what temperature.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, you guys are on your way over to the Jedi Temple. Is there anything you guys talk about while you're on your way there, or anything like that?
So, what do you guys reckon's going to happen when we get there?
Wait, where are we on our way to?
Anything. Aren't we on our way to the temple thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're supposed to get the crystal things, right?
I can't do a child voice. I can't do a child voice.
Just get your dick in a vice or something.
Your typical Thursday.
It's Wednesday, it just bleeds into Thursday. Well, I'm sure that whatever they've got planned for us is all good, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I trust the master absolutely, but I'm still a bit and it's really cold as well. I do not like the cold.
It's
really
not
cold.
that cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Cold.
It's cold. Look, I trust me, it's cold.
Would you like my hat?
Me?
Well, yours doesn't fully cover your head.
I'm fine, thank you.
You
Pulls it
just
down.
Park it
said
down.
you were cold.
Yes, I know, but like a hat isn't going to do anything. Okay, look, we should just jump around a bit to keep warm. That's what we should do, definitely.
You guys should
I
have
can
worn
start
more
doing jumping
layers.
jacks. Just what?
You guys should have worn more layers.
Well, I thought I had enough layers on. All right.
All we
You
have to
need
do
at least
is
4 layers for this kind of cold. But,
Oh,
but
no,
not
like-
5, or else you'll get kind of sweaty in your outfit, and that's not good.
Nobody likes to know it all.
all we have
Well,
to
I'm
do is
just
just think
trying to
one
help.
Too cold to
I
think
know.
about what I should be wearing to not be too cold.
Jump up and down. Come on, it'll make you feel better. Come on. There you go.
Or we could all sort of bundle together to help keep each other warm.
Oh, that's a good
Sort
idea
of
too.
walk in a tight group.
At that point, we're just going to put an end to that just to save everyone's souls a little bit.
What's wrong with my child voice?
It's creepy.
Nothing. Young comes over and he says, "Children, we have
Yes, master."
arrived." And he like points you to like a window, an observation window or something like that. And outside you see basically just 2 humongous cloaked Jedi figures with like swords pointing downward. They are statues, not actual figures. And they are sort of like guarding the entrance to this temple. You guys land the ship and start to walk out and brave the winter cold of Ilum as you make your way up to the doors barring entrance to the temple. Haiyang addresses the group and says, "Your first task is to enter the temple. Good luck, children." And then he takes a step back. Now, what you're looking before you is these 2 very large metal doors encased in ice.
I'm obviously going to step forward first, being the oldest, the eldest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll
What can I
probably
just
step
do?
forward at exactly the same time as you, because like I'm the go-getter. But then it's just like, oh, okay, because I'm slightly daunted by the fact you're older. Oh, okay.
What can I from looking at this door? Does it just look like a door?
It's it seems. Why don't you give me a perception, and this will be an average check. So we're going to make our first die rolls here, guys. So the way that this system works is that I will make a dice pool alongside you. So please do not roll until I've set up the dice roll here. So those who so we're going to have 1 perception check here. I'm going to make it two purple die. So if you could go to your skills, Peachy, and then click the perception skill for me, please. Okay, so let's take a look at this dice roll here, and we can decide. We can show you whatever happens on this dice roll. So, Peachy has what is your? You have 2. You have a green die and a yellow die, and the yellow die represents a skill. So you've put 1 rank into perception, which takes your 2 green die, makes it 1 green die and 1 yellow die. It's basically upgraded the die.
I start reversing also.
Yeah. And as an opposition, I've added 2 purple die, which are basically the same as the green die, except, the opposite. Now, the 2 markings that show up in the result represent a success and represent an advantage. So basically, in order for you to succeed a roll, you need to have one of those explosion symbols in there. That represents the success. That's the sound of the droid backing up, yeah. And the little, I don't know what you'd call it, like almost like rebellion symbol represents an advantage. Now, in perception, with advantages, you can basically pass them on as things to give your other people, right? You can basically give other people additional things and stuff like that. With perception in specifically, you can spend them in. Okay, so you can recall with an advantage. Like if you look at the Roll20 page and scroll along, you can actually see what skills do with each success and how much advantages you need to have in order to purchase different things. So think of advantage as like essentially like credits that you can spend on your skill, depending on how many you rolled. So in your case, with perception, per success, you can recall additional information associated with the object noticed. In this case, it would probably be because you have such high lore. You've probably maybe read reports about or read books about like the gathering process and stuff like that. So basically, your success has denoted that you recall information about this process. And the idea is that the first step in the gathering is that young Padawans come in and they have to gain entrance to the Jedi Temple. The door itself is very large and heavy, which is why a group go together. But the biggest factor that you guys are going to have to deal with right now is the fact that it's encased in ice. So your first task is to clear the ice from the door in order to gain entrance.
I think before we get this door open, we should probably get rid of some of this ice.
Yeah, basically, you guys don't see it, but the audience does, and it's the robot. He just sort of nods in appreciation as to the young Padawan putting together his perceptive skills.
Do we have anything that would get rid of the ice?
Do I have like a survival kit with like matches or kindling or anything?
I would say right now, all you have on you is your clothing.
Maybe we are supposed to use like the force to get rid of the ice.
Do you know how to use the force there? By all means.
Well, I've seen Jedi do it, so maybe I can give it a try. And I like raise my hand and start waving my hands at the ice.
Mm-hmm.
If only we had lightsabers, that would be really, really useful for this.
But we need to get the lightsaber. We need to get past this to get the lightsabers.
I take my hat off. Does anyone know how to start a fire?
Is there maybe another entrance somewhere? Like another way we could sneak in?
Oh, yeah, that's a good
or
idea.
something?
I'm gonna look around for another entrance using my perception. Aha.
I can tell you right now that there's not going to be any entrances.
Okay, right, okay.
No, it looks kind of sheer rock facing. Okay, never mind.
It's
I'm just
basically
gonna go
this
Perhaps
door.
know how to start a fire?
So to give you a little bit more information, Fuzzy, this door is built into a natural cave.
Right.
Like, it's not like a big building or anything like that. It's a cave.
It's just a
entrance.
rock face with a big door sort of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just walk up to the door and give it a solid kick just to see if I can shift any of the ice.
Well, let's try this out. Do you have athletics or anything like that?
Athletics.
Or acrobatics or something like that? Hang on, let me check some skills real quick. I'm gonna pull up a pay. Oh, there we go.
I'm not saying I'm gonna do any good with this, but
Yeah. So you don't have to have a career skill or a point into it to roll it. Your athletics right now is 2, right?
is it?
Yes.
Oh,
It has 2 green die. So
Right, okay. Right.
because of your brawl, right?
Right.
So what we're gonna do is if you want to kick it, I'm gonna put 2 purple die in.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not expecting to,
I'm also gonna add a black die because the door is large and covered in ice. So
yeah.
Could we maybe all kick it together? Because that might work
Well, I'm
better.
not waiting for you guys. I'm just like dun dun boom.
okay. I mean, she can start kicking it, and you guys can join in, right? So if you want to join in, I will give you a blue die for every person that joins in with the kicking, aside from the first. So you can get an additional 3 die.
I don't see why Valence is always the answer.
So 2 die then. 2 die. Okay, so you're gonna sit back.
Give it a kick.
Okay, so Tess, are you going to join in with the kicking?
Yes, please.
Okay, so just 2 of you start kicking. Fuzzy, go ahead and roll for me, please.
Wonk.
Okay. So here's the thing. You failed, right? That symbol that showed up there is a failure. And if you take a look at the purple die, it's because you got 2 failure on one of the die, and you only rolled 1 success on one of the blue die that you got.
Yeah.
So
I was not expecting to succeed. That was a purely RP decision.
But what you've got out of it is 4 advantage. So let's take a look at what you can spend 4 advantage on when it comes to athletics. So you can generate a bonus blue die on other physical checks performed later by allies, or performed later by allies that turn. Spending 2 advantage grants you an additional mover during combat to move or perform physical activity. So basically what happens is you guys start kicking it, and basically the door like shakes, like it kind of like there's a bit of give, like almost like you made some room in the ice where the door sort of wiggles, right? But the ice is still there, and it's kind of like just, sturdy, but it's still shaking along with the door.
Are there any like rocks or anything around?
If you want there to be rocks, there is rocks.
Could I like maybe get a rock and maybe a stick or something and make like a rudimentary pickaxe sort of thing using my mechanics skill?
This one's played role-playing games before. Absolutely, yes. If you'd like to do that, you can.
I would like to do that.
Again, we will make this a 2 purple dice. And I'm going to say that I'm going to give you a black die, only because you have to use your hands without gloves on to do it. And it's fucking cold outside, okay? So that's the only reason why you're getting the black die. Can you think of any blue die that would give, like, any reason why you'd have an advantage here? If you want, what I can say is, how about we take your ability, where we say you're good in desert, and swap it to you're good in cold because of your clan?
Yeah.
And we
that
can
sounds
say
good.
that removes a black die from the event. Is that reasonable?
That sounds reasonable to me.
Okay, so make sure you note that down somewhere on your sheet.
Okay.
But go ahead and make a mechanics check for me, please. Look at that, boom. So you've got 2 successes, which means that it takes you very little time to do it. And your advantage is that it's pretty durable. So congratulations, you've made a pickaxe.
So I just sort of show up right next to Dia and hold the pickaxe out to her.
That's you, Felty.
Here
I
you go.
I was finishing my Minecraft thing.
I made this for you to use.
Oh, wow. That's okay.
Yeah, so you start wailing at the bottom of the door. I'm not going to make you roll for this because you do it, and I mean, you are cracking the ice, but you're cracking the ice at the bottom of the door. So it might be more effective if you somehow work out how to get on top or up higher so that you can make the ice fall from the top down.
Can she sit on top of the big guy's shoulders?
Right. Okay. I'm going to assume the position in front of you.
Oh, shoulders right.
Well,
Okay,
hold
yeah.
on then.
Okay.
Alright. It seems
I'm
that
like holding onto your head, like just like.
Ow, that's kind of tender. Ow, ow, ow.
I like the idea that the robot's in the background just sort of nodding at your
I got 2 handfuls of your hair, and I'm just like, stop woggling.
So
I really like my hair.
I know it's you to hang on to.
do you have a balance skill, Peachy?
Can I try to like help balance them?
Yes, you can. Yes,
Yeah, we both
absolutely.
My hands.
it
Am
might-
I like Leku?
Yeah, it might
balance
work better if you guys were just a little bit taller as well. Just gonna put that out there.
We can reach on our tippy toes and just hold up,
Well,
shoulder.
I'll tell you what. This is a great way to open this door. However, in order to reach the top of the door, you will need another child to climb up on top.
Oh god.
Yes.
Okay,
Not
I'll
sure
try
I'm
it.
quite strong enough to hold.
So
two
you
people.
will have one person on the bottom, another person supporting the person on the bottom, and then someone's going to have to climb up to the top and whack it with the pick. So
I'm tiny and nimble, I guess. I'll try it. Oh God.
all right. So does
Ow,
anyone?
That's my ear.
Who was the person? Who was the person that got was it coordination? Who was that?
I think that was me, actually.
Because if that's you, you're the perfect person to get on top of the pyramid. And
Yeah, I am not coordinated.
I do. I have coordination.
okay, so here's what's going to happen. Since everyone's working together, you're going to get 3 blue die, right? So the dice pool is going to be 2 purple. I'm going to give you 1 black because it's a tower of children.
And we suck.
Yeah, I'm going to give you 3 blue die. And if you could please give me a coordination roll to see
I'm
how well
sorry
you
in
do it.
advance.
Okay, so just to confirm, how do I actually roll this?
Okay, so go to your skills. Do you see the little D20 icon next to it?
On the
yeah,
right
I
hand
think-
side.
Yep, just click
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All you gotta do is click
Okay.
that. Boom! Look at that. Yeah. So you guys make this tower, and you know what? Hyung is just sitting there, just like going, interesting. Like he's just nodding to himself. He's just like, this is. I've never seen it attempted like this, but these children working together in such a way. So with the pickaxe created by.
She's screaming so
yeah.
loudly about her dome. I don't know why.
Yaula.
Yaula. Sorry, I'm trying to. I look at the name and the little thing gets me every time.
You should
Yaula.
display name so we can see it easier.
Yeah. Your pick is made. You're using it to. You lean back. The Tower of Children leans back. But the support of the 2 on the bottom rush forward and crack the ice at the top. And there's a big. The pickaxe shatters in your hand, but the ice, a big crack emerges like down the ice, and it shatters before you, like ice going everywhere. Children flying left, right, and center.
Woo! Yeah, I like to think I do it. Yeah! Oh no!
As you all land in the soft snow around you. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Was that fun for you as kids? Like, was that something you guys enjoyed doing, or like?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to grab a handful of snow and just throw it at the nearest person. It's like,
Oh yeah. I'll throw some back.
I'm
Can we
gonna
please
pick-
concentrate on the task at hand?
Sorry.
Can we coordinate efforts and throw some snow at him, please?
Yeah, all 3 of you throw snowballs at him.
yeah, actually, we're just like, yeah, let's.
I'm gonna
And
grab
then,
a
and
handful
then we
of.
jump on him and hug him and say, "Don't worry, we love you."
What were you gonna do, Kiko? Sorry?
I'm not doing that. I'm off on this side, like I'm compacting like a couple handfuls of snow into a ball, and then like sticking some ice shards into it to like make little horns, and then I'm gonna draw a smiley face and hand it to Ray.
Aw.
That's so cute.
Oh wow.
Thank
That's pretty
you.
good. Yeah.
All right, so
I'm gonna hold it and put it in my pocket. Oh, that's cold.
It's gonna melt.
you're real covered in
That's-
snow.
It's gonna melt if you put it in your pocket. Maybe you
Okay,
should.
I'll just hold it like this. It's so cute.
So Young
What?
walks over to all 4 of you and is like, "Congratulations, children! You have completed the first trial. Using your teamwork and each other's skills to the maximum, you have removed the ice from the door to the entrance to the Jedi Temple. Please continue."
Thank
I
you,
don't-
Master.
We still do have the issue of very heavy doors. Can I borrow that pick of yours?
It's broke.
But I built it to be very durable.
It
Oh,
broke,
dear.
didn't it? Look.
Yeah, it
I
broke.
think
Yes,
you
it broke.
did.
Mhm.
It was a very heavy door. It was a great pick.
Come on. If we all work together, we can pull it open.
Wait, is it a pull or a push door?
I don't know.
I think there's some kind of animal inside. We should be careful.
They can't hear it. Don't. So you'll push on the door or pull on the door first, and then Hyung's just like, maybe try pushing. Yeah, and you guys all push, and one door slowly opens to the side, letting in just extreme amounts of wind and air and snow. Do you all go through? Shut the door behind you?
Does the wind like carry us in?
I wouldn't say carries you, but
Can I use my forsake skill at this point?
sure, yeah, absolutely. Let's
Okay,
So
gonna-
we can use our Jedi skills. Sick.
yeah, you can. Yes, I mean, you all have training, so let's do a 4C. So, what page is the 4C on?
293.
Okay,
Look at me in remembering.
290, I think it was actually.
The Force user can feel the Force flowing around everything, seeing what is and what will be. User may spend whatever that symbol is to gain vacants of events to
so,
up to a different
do you go to the top of your sheet? Do you see like how it's got blue, green, yellow, white, black, purple, red sort of boxes?
Yeah.
Do you see the one in the middle, which is white?
Yeah.
Put a 1 in there, then hit the D20 underneath it. Okay. So yeah. So here's the thing: you rolled a dark side die. Now, since you're on the light side, in order for you to use this to activate your force powers, you need to spend 3 strain. Actually, that's a good point. We need to. Everyone, can you please, on your sheet, there's a button that says roll destiny die. We need to do that real quick. So if everyone could do that. Hey, wow.
Is that a good thing?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And we just need... Okay, wow. Fucking hell, guys. That's incredible. So basically, in order for you to swap a dark side point to a light side point, it's called converting, you need to spend 3 strain, and then you need to spend a destiny point. Now, destiny points are basically per session, they get rolled out at the start, and I can use the dark side points to make bad things happen, and you guys can use the light side points to make good things happen. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be narrative, could be dice, it could be anything.
Can I use dark side points to make bad things happen?
No, it's a GM mechanic. So,
So where do we record these points?
So you don't record them. I've got them listed.
Okay,
here.
cool.
So,
It says the destiny pool next to where you clicked.
yeah, it should say it. Yep. So basically, every time you use a light side point, I get a dark side point. Every time I use a dark side point, you guys get a light side point. So.
Okay. Huh. Right. So
basically, in order for you to get a 4C into what's happening, you will need to spend 3 strain, which means that you're like, mentally, and spend a destiny point, which means that I will have an extra dark side point to use.
I'll do that. Yep.
Okay.
This is the balance of the force.
Now, yeah,
essentially.
keep in mind, at the end of every session, and I'm going to tell you this now, if you do anything bad, whatever it is, lie, cheat, deceive, kill, murder, steal, what have you, you will get corruption points. The same thing goes for every time that you convert a dark side point, because essentially you're using the dark side of the force to generate your force power. So every time you do it, you will get 1 corruption point. And the way that it works is at the end of the game, you roll a d10 if you've created any corruption whatsoever, and if you get less or higher than your corruption, then you will so say if you get like 3 corruption and you roll a 1 on your d10, you will get 2 negative points and start moving towards the dark side. So you're at 50 now, that'll take you down to 48. But if you roll above it, you will get positive light side. So you're at you got 3 corruption points, you rolled a 5, you'll get 2 positive ones. So the more corruption points you get, the harder it is for you. So you can go over 10 corruption points very easily. And if you roll a d10, and say you get 12 corruption points and you roll a d10, you'll still get 2 corruption points, right? So it's very... Keep in mind, by doing this, you generate 1 corruption point. That's how that all works, so...
I'm cool with that. Yep. Let's do it.
Okay, go ahead. So spend the destiny pool. So just use light side point. It'll be on your. Yep, there you go. Perfect. And then mark down 3 strain on your not your threshold, the other one. So just make it go up to 3. So.
Okay, so current is now 3, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right. Cool, done. So I'm just like, and
so you use your force pip. Right now you spend it and you activate your force power. So maybe as you're opening the door, it's like you don't even like try to use your force power, right? Maybe you're opening the door and you just get a flashback. You just get hit with this thing, right? Yeah. And for a momentary moment,
I see Darth Vader.
No, you see basically a giant waterfall covered in ice, and it's perpetually melting and freezing all over again, like over and over and over again. And that's when you open the door and you look up and you see this giant frozen waterfall in front of you. And I've got a picture here that describes what this room looks like. So I'm going to post it in chat, and I'm going to post it in the Zoom chat as well.
It's so little.
Oh.
So there's 2 statues next to you. It's this big room just filled with ice, and there's a giant wall in front of you. To you is a waterfall. It's the exact same waterfall, but to everyone else, it just looks like another chunk of ice, right? So Hayoung will bring you into the room, and he'll get you all to sit down in the center. And then he'll look at each and every one of you and he says, "Children, do you know the reason why you are here today?"
To gather our crystals for our lightsabers.
Yeah.
That is ultimately the goal, yes. But you are here to understand your connection to the Force. As Jedi, you will be responsible for all living beings in the universe. Right now, you will be tasked with finding your very own Kyber crystal deep within the Kyber mines below. And he sort of gestures to the frozen wall behind him. In a moment, something miraculous will happen. But until then, I need you to meditate. Think on what your crystal might look like. What being a Jedi means to you. And most importantly, and most importantly, where you see yourself being within the Order. Please meditate now.
So
the first time he said meditate, I've already sat down. I've crossed my legs and I'm already basically meditating.
I'm just sort of noticing every good. I know what's gonna happen. I saw it.
Shh, it's time to meditate.
No, I know, but I saw what's gonna happen.
So if everyone please can give me a discipline check. So we'll start off with Viril, since you seem to be the one that can. Ooh. So what we see there is our very first critical success. Now, the way that crits work in this game, they're called triumphs. So they also count as a success. So as you see here, he never rolled a success on his die, yet he still has a success on his result. Meaning that success came from his triumph. So if the purple die showed up and rolled a failure, he would not have succeeded this at all. So what do you want your triumph to be? Like you instantly fall into a deep meditation, and this place resonates with you like nothing else has ever resonated with you before.
What was this? Discipline?
Yes, this is discipline, yes.
Where is that discipline?
You've already rolled it, so yeah.
Can I add a blue to everyone else's discipline for their meditation?
Like you want to bring them in with your meld? Bring them into your meditative state.
Yes.
All right, I can get down with that. Absolutely. So who wants to roll next for the meditation?
Get mine done with.
Okay, go for it. Yeah. Yes, you fall into a deep meditative state as well.
Nice.
Let's do Ray next. Ray.
Okay.
Oh yeah, big time. You especially, like maybe you've felt sort of like an outsider, you know, to this group, but you know, you're sort of pulled into their psyche at the same time, and it's hard not to be a part of this group and hard not to feel at home with these children around you, especially with the double success that you got there. You just straight away, boom, straight into this meditative state. All right, let's get our last Dia. All right, so you need to remove the force die from your pool there, but other than that, that's a perfect result. You also fall into a meditative state. But here's the thing: you struggle a little bit, right? Like you're maybe like antsy because you know what's going to happen in front of you. You've seen it happen, but what actually pulls you in is the meld that you have with.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
It just hit you with the mind chloroform.
Yes, I like it. Yeah. Yeah. You guys all dream a deep forced slumber, essentially. You see in front of you shapes, like odd shapes that you've never seen before. Like you spy like a little rock and it starts to grow out and form these weird shapes and splinter off and break off and form other shapes and stuff like that. But at the final result, all of you find a crystal in your mind and a color resonates within that crystal as well. Is there like, let's go around and find out what that color is. This will be the color of your saber as well. So let's start off with, I guess, Viril. You're the one leading this meditative group. So what was your color that came to mind?
We all know this, right?
It's
just
pink.
this. That would totally be Peachy's lightsaber, 100%. It's like the deepest blue of the deepest ocean and the brightest skies.
So you got a dark blue?
No, a deep blue, light. It'll be a light blue.
Light blue? All right, cool. All right, Ray, what about you?
I haven't decided yet. Skip me. Go to the next person.
Okay.
I've
One
decided
second.
mine.
All right, Kika, what's yours?
Orange.
Ooh, okay. I like it. All right, let's go to Fuzz.
I'm gonna say sort of a turquoise,
Turquoise, like a lighter blue?
bluey green.
Almost green? Okay, yeah, I like it. And finally, Tess.
I'm gonna go with green also.
Yeah, like an
Like
actual like green, like a guardian green sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like it. At that point, you guys all snap at because you hear the sound of like trickling water. As you all open up, you come out of your trances and you look up. The sun has shone through a giant kyber crystal right in the center of the roof of this cave, and it's pointing like a heated beam of sunlight, pure sunlight, at this wall of ice in front of you, and it's melting it from the top down, and the water starts to trickle down, and it starts to melt more and more rapidly as the wall in front of you turns into a waterfall.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Hu Yong basically turns to all of you and he says, "It would appear that you have all found what you need to find. Now you must seek it with your physical prowess. However, I must warn you that just as this waterfall has melted in front of you, so too will it freeze over. You have a very limited time to find your crystal. Be back within the hour, or face certain doom within side of the kyber crystals themselves. Many
Yes,
have
master.
perished. Go now. Sprinting there like, ah!
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I stand up, slowly dust myself off, and then just slowly walk behind the rushing two.
I turn and throw a snowball at him.
I turn and catch it by using a light side eye.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. Done.
I just bam.
I just look very impressed.
So that's the sort of stuff that you guys can use the die for. If you want to do something cool. Like, for example...
We are making Henley's evilness stronger by doing this.
Yeah, you are, but at the same time, you get to do cool things, and I will say yes to it. And
Like,
if,
be a smug bastard. I knew that was going to happen.
like, for example, if you want to slide a drink across a table and have it, like, perfectly land in someone's lap, you can do that with a force die. You know?
That is a huge misuse of the Force.
But it is. You can totally do it.
As is catching snowballs.
But it's so cool.
It is, yeah. So you guys all get in there, right? And you start to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's very dark in here. It's very, very dark. And you all end up wandering. Do you guys have like a cardinal direction in your mind that you're going to be going in or anything like that?
Yeah.
Left.
Down and left? What about you two? What about Tess and Peachy? Where are you? Which direction
Is
are you
it
going?
possible to go up?
Yes, you can go up. Yes.
I'm gonna go up.
I would just like to go forward.
And as you guys all work out, like you get separated, like in the darkness, you all are driven in different directions. And you know, you might have tried to stay together, but this place is forcing you guys apart. The Force is driving a wedge between your group. But against all odds, you guys feel the presence of each other even at great distances with your Force meld, and you make your own ways down into the deep depths, or the light, as Tess might be going. I'm trying to find out the exact word that they use here to describe this. Give me a second here. I'll try and find it. Yeah, it's but yeah, you all get separated essentially. Can I get maybe like a survival check or something that you guys would feel like would be appropriate for your character roles? But before that, let's discuss what they're going to do. So let's start off with Ray again. Ray, how do you feel like your character would physically find your kyber crystal? Your bright green cyber crystal. Yeah, cromulent. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. I believe that's what is the word I am.
I don't know that word. Well, is there some way for me to sort of climb? Like, how am I going up? Is there a path, or am I climbing, or?
Well, I mean, if you feel like you're climbing, then you're probably climbing, yes.
Okay, so I'm sort of like bouldering. Like, I'm not actually climbing the sheer cliff, but there's like kind of some boulders to climb over.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're just sort of like maybe
boulders.
leaping up sort of thing a little bit, yeah?
Kinda, yeah.
So
and I see this green glow in the distance.
Before that, why don't you give me an athletics check then, if that's what
Okay.
you're doing. So before you roll, let me just set the dice. So this is dark. So I'm going to put a black die in here, but go ahead and roll this for me, please.
I don't have any points in that. Okay.
You still succeed though.
Yay.
You succeed with a threat. So basically, you start to climb up these boulders, right? And you're just like looking around, and you sort of like in the back of your mind, this hue starts to appear, like this green hue, and you start to look around, and like it's kind of like a House of Mirrors effect up here because you're sort of higher than the others, right? Reflections are bouncing off like crystalline surfaces. Water's dripping down the walls as you being in here changes the heat of the inside of this cave to a point where things might be melting. But you spy your crystal, However, in the process of doing so, you slip on a boulder and maybe like skin your elbows or your chin or something like that as you fall down. So go ahead and take a wound for me, please. So just press 1 up on the wound. So you fall down, scratch you graze yourself, but you tough it out because you're a tough kid. You're a Jedi. You're going to be the strongest there is, right? So you claw your way towards this crystal. What does it feel like in your hand? Like, does it feel warm? Does it feel cold? Like, how is it?
It feels really cold. I mean, it's really cold all around us, but it's even colder. But it's somehow not painful.
It's kind of like a comforting cold, like maybe of home or something like that.
Yeah.
So what's the image that happens in your mind when you pick up this crystal? Do you get any flashes? Do you get any thoughts of your childhood, growing up, parents, anything like that?
Well, so I was one of those, making up backstory right now, but I was one of those children that was discovered in like a slave area, and I kind of escaped it on my own, and then was discovered by the Jedi like soon after that. I survived a little bit on my own.
Maybe they were maybe they were waiting for you to escape yourself to see if you're proficient. The word I was thinking of is called vergence, by the way. It's a direct powerful vergence within the caves that basically like muddies the water of Force users and gives them like weird sort of like, how Luke went into that tree and he fought Darth Vader, but it was him. That's what like vergence is. It's basically just like it gives you just weird vibes.
We're all tripping balls.
Essentially, yes.
Okay, good.
So that's why you're getting very sort of like big feelings from this thing. And as you hold this and you think of like how you came into the order, like the glow of the kyber, the green glow, the crystal turns from like just clear to just bright green in your hand, and you've successfully what do they call it? You successfully like, okay, so you basically it retains the hue because it's a part of you now. This crystal is an extension of your body. To give you an idea, holocrons, right? Those triangle things, those square things that Jedi put their thoughts and everything into, they're kyber crystals that they're attuned. That's the word I'm looking for. That's the kyber crystal that they're attuned with, because they can leave messages, they can leave feelings, they can leave ghosts, like force ghost presences within it. And that's essentially what this is. So let's go on over to Yaula. Is that how you say it? I said it right?
Yes, Yaula.
Yaula.
Very okay.
So you're going left. So how are you finding your kyber crystal? What physical prowess skill are you using here?
Physical prowess?
Something physical.
I was going to use my cunning.
Okay. How are you going to be cunning to find your crystal?
I would think that, this place has been, used for a long time by many Jedi. And we aren't, like, even though we are supposed to be challenged, we're not supposed to really fail, I figure. So I sort of try to use my prior knowledge and figure out where would it be most likely for my kyber crystal to be based on that and what I know of the Jedi.
Okay, so you want to use like a knowledge law or something like that, man?
Or like a streetwise?
Streetwise, no. Streetwise would not be what you need here. Streetwise is basically like...
4 Jedis walk up to you, clicking their fingers.
Yeah.
Flicking on.
Streetwise is like, where can I find the best underground dealer or something like that? Like being street smart, essentially.
If you were looking for a kyber crystal in a market, that would be good, right?
Yeah, exactly. You would know the people to find, but this is different.
What about education?
So yeah, knowledge. Let's take a look at your character sheet real quick.
Yeah.
Your skills are...
Not very big on the physical skills.
You know what? Why don't we try... you know, let's do stealth. How about that?
Okay.
Because it specifically has to be a physical skill. So maybe, like, you know, you're sort of searching around in the dark, right? And you're feeling along the walls. But you're not getting anywhere. You're not finding anything. And then in the back of your mind, you get this nagging feeling to become one with the darkness. Not so much as an evil presence, but more just attune yourself to the ways of shadow and the ways of just being, you know, engulfed in utter blackness and being comfortable there. And only then maybe you might be able to reach out and find your kyber crystal. So why don't we go ahead and I'm going to give you 2 purple, and I'm also going to give you a black die to signify that this is your first attempt at stealthing. So why don't you go ahead and roll stealth for me? Can you think of any blue that would help you? Any reason why you'd get a bonus die?
Well, it sort of works into my backstory a bit, I guess, if I can go into that.
Please.
Well, I was kidnapped from my home planet along with a lot of others of my tribe by the Zygarians during like the petering off parts of the Clone Wars. Or no, it would probably be like at the beginning of the Clone Wars, given the current timeline. And because then the Zygarians were openly trying to revive their empire using the slave trade. Little expanded universe knowledge there. So during that, like after the success, like towards the end of the success of the Clone Wars, the Republic just decided to shut down the Zygarians along with like some Jedi councils, basically some Jedi forces from the council, and they came in and just like pretty much guns blazing and tried to just barrel through the Zygarian holding pens where they were holding the slaves, taking out guards. And the Zygarians had the nice idea of using taking slaves and forcing them onto the front lines to use them as sort of like human shields because the Jedi wouldn't attack them. And during that time, Yaula was able to slip away and hide herself during the battle, which is why she ended up surviving in the end.
All right. So your inherent abilities to survive, would you say that is enough to remove the black die because this isn't your first time doing it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'm happy with that. Go ahead and roll your stealth for me. Hey, look at that. Cool. So, yeah, you slip into the shadows. All right. This cave ain't got nothing on you. You feel around and, you know, your eyes attune eventually. Maybe even quickly, right? And in the corner, you see this dull, like, crystal, and it's sort of attached to an arm of another crystal, and right at the end, it's like a finger of a crystal almost, right? And it's the same shape and size as the one you envision in your meditation. You reach out and grab it, snap it off, and you hold it close to your chest, to your heart, and it starts to glow orange. The color that you see within yourself is radiating outwards through your hand into this kyber crystal. It grows brightly, and it actually extinguishes the shadows around you. That's how bright this crystal grows. And yeah, congratulations, you found your kyber crystal.
It feels kind of tingly when you like put a battery against your tongue.
Oh yeah, I like that idea. It's kind of just like it's like radiating, like sparking, like pss, pss, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. So we going over to Dia. Now, Dia, you're going down. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Sorry, I'm an
Listen,
adult.
please.
What? I just,
You're not even the Twi'lek.
So I'm a penis for a head. Your argument
That's
is
racist, Peachy.
yeah, I'm a dickhead, literally. Right. So, is perception a physical skill?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm
So
trying to-
yeah, so
Stuff
you're
that's
moving
wrong or
downwards and
agility.
downwards. Yeah.
yeah.
Let's take a look at your skills here. So maybe,
My physical skills suck.
I mean, I'll accept something like survival or, vigilance or something like that. No,
I
you
would
didn't- you know what?
absolutely use
What was that?
my vigilance, yeah.
Vigilance?
Vigilance
Okay.
is good.
Okay, so here's what happened. You're going down, right? You're walking down this ever increasing slope. It's getting steeper and steeper the further you go down. And maybe for a little bit of time you start to panic about the fact that you can't find your friends, yeah?
I'm probably letting my sort of like my awareness sort of like just trying to feel the
Yeah.
Feel the presence of the crystal.
You take one more step and you slip and you slide down a steep incline. And you roll and you roll and you roll and you fall into like a creek that's rapidly moving, and you get sucked along with it, and you get pulled under the water, and you start to start to like fuss about and
Freaks the fuck out.
freak out, right? But then you remember your training. What your master beat into you when you first got into the order. Why don't you go ahead and roll me vigilance? I'm going to add a black die because you're a child and children are prone to freak out regardless of the amount of training they've had. So can you think of any blue die to add? Maybe a back down crip or something like that?
Not really, no. I mean,
like maybe on your planet where you were a good swimmer or something like that. Is there anything that you can give us like that?
probably on my planet, I was brought up to know that I was, important and special and things because females are much rarer than males, and sort of like so we are more important. So it's just like no, I what am I, some male? No, I'm female. I can deal with this. Females don't freak out. I call them my innate arrogance.
So were you given like maybe you were trying to be like females are more important on your planet? Does that mean that you get to pick your like a suitor? Like how did that work? Were you like a bargaining chip to get your family more power? Like how is that a thing?
Sort of like probably my force powers are recognized at a young age, and I was like sort of like nurtured, and it's just like well obviously she's going to be a Jedi. Look at her, she's obviously wise, and it was just like look at our special little snowflake kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you had parents that were almost using you for power to a degree.
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Okay, with that in mind, let's roll your vigilance.
All right.
Hey, all right. You got to remove that.
How do I remove the?
Just make it a 0 again.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Yep. Or you can press the recycle button next to the D20. That works too.
Right. Okay. Got ya.
So yeah, against all odds, you basically like maybe you see like a shimmer, like a bluish green shimmer, like that illuminates your like you were struggling in the water before.
Yeah.
But
I don't know which way up, and suddenly I see the light, and I'm just like.
You see that light and you swim up and you drag yourself up onto the embankment, cold, shivering, wet from head to toe. Your furs are drenched. There's no way that you can warm yourself, but you crawl towards this light and you grasp it within your hands and you pull it close, and it's like almost like a force pulse that comes out of this thing, and it just instantly dries your clothes. It dries your hair. It fills you full of warmth, and this greenish, bluish glow like resonates out as you look deep into this crystal. And the last person that we need to move over. Actually, what does it feel like in your hands? Give me that.
Yeah, probably like it's cold to the touch, but it feels like warm. You know, it feels like, you know, we know when the sun's on your face sort of thing. So it feels cold to touch, but it emanates weird warmth from it.
I like that. And the last person we need to address
Radioactive.
is Viril. Viril, you're going straight. Your path is not, you're not deterred by distractions, or you're not deterred by thoughts of finding this thing. You know the direction you need to go in. And
Did
you're
you say
walking
this
that lane.
temple, there's like strange emotions flowing through and stuff?
It will try to change your perception of what is in
So
there.
I'm trying to like empty my mind of all these outside sources and just concentrate on myself and the force that's in me. And I'm constantly under my breath repeating, there is no emotion, there is peace. There's no passion, there is serenity. Now I have to use a physical skill to get my crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as I'm walking down, I can see some blue light flooding through, like some cracks. It looks like there's cracks in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get closer, it's like it's rocks. There seems to be some sort of slide or something, like some rocks are falling down. And I know that this is a test from the Force. This is not something that I'm good at. So I'm constantly repeating a mantra over in my head. And I'm just going to try and pull the rocks out of the way. Just with physical brawn, even though that's not what I do. The Force.
Go ahead and I'm going to add a black die and 2 purple to this. I will give you a blue die if you go into like a little bit of depth as to your backstory and stuff like that.
Well, the thing is, my backstory, I had loving parents. Like, I wasn't taken away against my will or their will. A Master Jedi found me playing in a playground, and he could feel the Force coming from me.
Was the scene kind of like you're playing in the playground, but you're playing away from all the other children, almost like the children were like weren't comfortable being around you?
Yeah, definitely. I think I made people feel uncomfortable because I was so sure of myself and my position in the world. And when you're a kid, everything's like, yeah! But I was like just really calm, and that's kind of disconcerting for a kid popping sugar 24/7. So I don't think I had many. I don't. Yeah, they're all trading death sticks.
Why was a Master Head Jedi hanging out in the playground?
I would have been.
Did you have any puppies?
I would have been from like a poor area. I wouldn't have been rich or anything like that.
So maybe it wasn't a playground.
It was probably just.
It was maybe like a
It was
street.
just what was called the playground, which was by the school.
Yeah. Okay. What planet did you grow up on? You're a human, right? So you.
Coruscant.
Coruscant. Okay. So I mean, like, it's mostly like a mixture of like humans and maybe Twi'leks and other, like universally accepted Star Wars aliens, right?
All the canon ones.
All the canon ones, yeah. Maybe even like what do they call the dog ones? I forget what they're called. Bothians? Yeah, Bothians. Maybe there's a couple of those, but like, yeah, the kids seem to be like pushed away from you. Like, you get closer, they stay about maybe 3 or 4
thing
meters
is, it
away
never
from you.
bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like I felt better than them. I just felt content with myself.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, give me. I'm gonna add a blue die. Maybe because you're so sure of your abilities in this instance, right? You're so sure that nothing is going to stop you from getting to that kyber crystal. It is your destiny to get
Okay.
this kyber crystal. Go ahead and roll athletics for me, please.
Can I possibly get another blow?
For what?
For trying to clear my mind of all this, the noise, the general Jedi Force noise that's trying to interfere with my trial.
I'll tell you what. Here's what I'll do. We'll make one roll for your discipline ahead of time. And if you get it, you get an extra play die. But I'm going to make this a hard, which is 3 purple, discipline check. I'm also going to give you a black die for the fact that this place is trying to stop you from meditating or being center with yourself. So go ahead and roll a discipline for me. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, all right. So here's what happened. No, this is exactly what happens. You succeed, right? But at great cost. Your mental faculties have taken a toll. Please go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Add 6 strain to your list. Now, what is your total strain?
14.
Okay,
Is the threshold.
so you're almost halfway there. So to give you an idea, like this place is drawing out all the negative. Like without you pushing it down, this place would get to you. It reminds you of how you were isolated from all the other children, right? Now you have everything that you want. You've found the children that want to be around you, or the Force has given you the ability to be around these kids, but you seem to still be pushing them aside, right? You still seem to be pushing yourself ahead of them. And all of these kids are basically just, they're like almost hands coming out of the earth that are dragging you down or slowing you down from getting to this kyber crystal. But that doesn't deter you, right? It might for a moment. It gives you like the feeling in your mind. So now you have 2 blue die because of your successful discipline check. Go ahead and make an athletics check for me, please. Yeah, so maybe you start pulling these rocks off. And every time you pull a rock off, another rock takes its place from above it. And you keep pulling these rocks, and these rocks just keep coming, and there's more and more rocks. And slowly but surely, these hands from all these kids that left you behind and dragged you and want to drag you down with them, they keep crawling up your body and keep grabbing at you and pulling you down. Take another strain, by the way, too. So what are you going to do? Pulling at these rocks isn't helping.
Well, obviously, the reason for this is because the Force doesn't think I'm ready for my kyber crystal, and the Force is all-knowing, so I'm obviously not in the right mindset. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to back away from the light, and I'm just going to sit down on the ground, and I'm just going to try and reach inside myself to find out. Just try and strengthen my own control of the Force.
Okay.
And I will sit there for hours until I can find a resolution within myself.
I'll tell you what.
You don't have hours.
Go ahead, spend a destiny point for me, please. Now, I'm going to need you to make another discipline check. This is 2 purple, 1 black. All right? So 2 hours pass. You're sitting there. The ghosts of the children that you knew in your past are floating around you, having fun with everyone else aside from you. Go ahead and spend another destiny point.
He is becoming more powerful than we could ever imagine.
I have a question, Peachy.
Yo.
Is your character still holding the snowball I threw at him?
No, I put it down on the floor, like calmly. Just
Aw.
placed it down.
Okay, go ahead and make the same discipline check again, please.
God damn. Do I take any strain?
No. Well, the ghosts around you have started to subside. Go ahead and spend... your advantage will give you a blue die in the next roll. But go ahead and spend another destiny pool.
guys. I'm just making him stronger.
All right, go ahead and make a discipline check.
Henry's going to mute his mic in a minute and just scream ultimate power. Come on, give me that, give me that, give me that. Crystal.
So maybe you sort of, instead, like, you get this idea in your mind that instead of just sitting here and ignoring these ghosts, it might be best for you to face them.
Confront them.
Confront them. With your new resolution in your heart, you stand up and you walk towards them. And they walk towards you. And you're face to face with the faceless children of your past, because you don't remember them. You were above them. You had your mind and your path already laid out before you. Slowly but surely, though, you try to recall the names of the children that were around you, that grew up around you. Originally, they weren't so distant from you. When you were like 4 or 5 years old, they were, you know, Bob and Jane and Kalak, you know. These are the children you grew up around. Their faces slowly come back into form on the ghosts, and they each put their hands on your shoulder and disappear. And you turn around as the rocks behind you come around your feet, and before you is the barren kyber crystal. It's not so bright as it used to be, but go ahead and try and take it.
Okay. Yeah, I just reach out for it.
All right.
And take it in my hand.
You snap it off the branch of crystal that it's on. What does it feel like in your hand? It's a very sort of dull blue right now.
I think it feels like there's no temperature change. It's not cold, it's not warm or hot or anything. It's you know, if you just touch your hand, it's the same temperature, right? Mm-hmm. It just feels like that.
Like, kind of like, so what you're describing is when you say sit in a chair that someone else used to sit in. Sometimes it feels colder, sometimes it feels hotter, but that's because it's the other person's body temperature radiating against yours. So what you're saying is this crystal, it's your body temperature. It doesn't feel any different. It's almost like an extension of you. Yeah,
yeah, it feels like it's just a part of me.
And with that resolution, the crystal starts to grow in color and viscosity. Like, it's now a bright blue, and it's sort of like illuminating your way back. Eventually, all 4 of the children essentially come out of the cave at the same time, back into the main room where Hyung is waiting. He applauds you as you come out, and he says, "Congratulations, children. You have completed the gathering. Your kyber crystals are now an extension of you, and you will then forever use this kyber crystal as your partner."
Huh. Interesting.
Is everyone holding their kyber crystals, looking at them?
Yeah.
All of your guys' crystals are blue.
Well, mine's sort of greenish.
Oh.
Mine's super green. Like, really green.
I'm not very good with colors.
That's okay. Everybody
just-
can't be good at everything.
I have this yellow crystal here, and I hold up my orange crystal.
Mm-hmm.
It looks for orange to be.
Look at this purple one.
Children, these halls will be your home for the next few years as you train here.
In the cold?
Yes.
That's okay, we can close the doors and start a fire.
There will be masters and many other children coming for the gathering. You are to help them as they come and go. Your masters will teach you in the arts of the Force.
Master?
Yes, child.
Has anybody died doing this?
Do you feel like you could have died?
Yes.
As she says yes, I just turn to her and say, God, I'm such a dick. There is no death. There is only the Force.
Yes, but your physical form can, absolutely get,
If you
yeah,
feel
your
like
physical
you
form
could
can
have
die.
died in there, child, then the answer is yes.
Can I get a simple yes or no?
If the Force was that simple, many would be masters.
Okay, Master.
And with that, the camera pans out of the cliff, out through the door, and out into the snowy, vestigial wasteland of Ilum. And that's where we're going to leave tonight's episode. So,
Fucking Jedi, though.
fucking Jedi.
Dun-dun, 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 God, a crystal.
Yeah. So what did you guys think of the first episode? You got characters, you got a little bit of a backstory, you know?
I thought the roleplay was great and the story was great, but the backstory of the general theming of this rule set, I'm just not into.
You don't like Star Wars that much?
Just not.
Well, I mean, we can't please everyone, and sometimes...
Yeah, I'll stick it out.
We appreciate you suffering through the nerdiness in order to. It's fine.
All right, so...
You're a trooper, Peachy. You're a trooper.
What about you, Tess?
Well, short for a trooper.
This is your second role-playing game. How does it feel to come into something like Star Wars instead?
I want to keep playing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm loving it so far. It's awesome.
Great. So let's go around and do some shout-outs. Tess, let's start with you.
My name is Tess, or Tessichka. I stream pretty much every day starting around 9 a.m.-ish Eastern. I stream lots of Destiny. I always wear a heart rate monitor so you can see how excited or scared or super hyped or super focused I am. I have cats, like this one. Oh God, come here, cute thing. Usually she's the one being a butt, interrupting the gaming and things like that. Yes. She's super cute. I also have lizards, and I play a lot of Destiny and action RPGs.
Nice. Let's go on over to Fuzzy. What up? How you doing?
Sorry, I'm just being bad at typing. Hi, I'm Fuzzy Freaks. I do fuzzy things over on twitch.tv/fuzzyfreaks. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's pretty rad. I was a little bit daunted because new system and rules, but it's starting to make sense, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. I think my character's going to be a complete pain in the ass, though. Oh my god.
Well,
wow.
I mean, you're a Jedi. If you're a pain in the ass, it's because you're a Jedi.
I know, but she's like Mummy special snowflake. Oh, look at me, kind of pain in the ass. It's gonna be great. But yeah, and Tess, I was trying to type Peter, whatever, but I messed it up twice. So stop mocking me.
But it's so fun.
But yeah, I will be playing. Well, I'll probably not be streaming tomorrow. But yeah, I've been playing Thief. I'm doing Thief 2 at the moment. Then I'll be doing Thief 3. Then I'll be playing something, from
Thief 4.
Over my dead body.
Sub goal, Thief 4. Get over there, sub to Fuzzy.
You know what? I'm willing to do that. For a sub goal, I would sell out for Thief 4. I would hate every second of it, though.
It's really good, though.
That's probably why people will do it. But yeah, Peachy, let's talk to you, Mello. What's going on?
What is up? It's your boy, bog standard, shake and bake Jedi, Peachy Pixelates. I'm gonna be streaming after this, actually.
Nice.
I'm gonna have some food, maybe go live in about an hour, something like that. Twitch.tv/Peachy Pixelate. If you want to see the best streamer ever to have streamed, you'll probably have to search on Twitch for that. But I'll be live, so if you can't find them, then pop up. Drop me a follow.
And last but not least, we have Miss Kika. What up? How you doing?
Hi, I'm Kika. I stream at twitch.tv/Kika. That's twitch.tv/KIKKA. And tonight at 6 p.m. PST, I will be streaming cosplay construction.
Nice.
I am doing that
every Friday now at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I also sometimes stream some Dota 2, I stream some Dungeons and Dragons, and I also stream old RPGs where I try to voice act every single character in the game. I don't really have a super set schedule yet, but that should be smoothed out in the next month or so.
Great. Perfect. And guys, before I forget, everyone take 10 XP because we played for 2 hours. So.
Ooh, shiny.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed tonight's the coming back of Gambit. I love making characters for Force and Destiny because there's so much thematic goodness that comes out of like just the roles and stuff like that. So I think we've got a bunch of really good characters. I'm excited to see what the adult versions or young adult versions of these characters are going to be next episode. So speaking of which, we do a lot of Die Party games here on the channel. And if you're into that sort of stuff, why not follow? And if you're feeling real saucy, why not subscribe? Get access to my cock. Spread that all over Twitch. That's what I've been using as my phrase for that, in case you guys were wondering.
I like it.
I'm okay with this. I yes, this is relevant to my interest. Wait, no, that sounded weird.
Yeah.
Metaphorically.
So in about 4 hours' time, we're going to be doing another Die Party game called Die Party Omen, which is the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game. So make sure you stop by for that. And then on Sunday, we're going to have another episode of Whiskers and Whiskey. I believe we're having a cast change for that, though. So Matic is no longer going to be a part of that. But, you know, because he was under the assumption it was a 5-episode thing. And I was like, dude, it's forever. You signed the deal. The pact is done. But no, we're gonna be bringing in a new guy for that. So that's gonna be cool. Check out the schedule. Like, favorite, subscribe, touch the butt, whatever it is that people do on other social media, and see you next time for more Star Wars. Good night.
Touch the butt.